Good evening. How are we doing? Hey, hey, hey. I hear you, man. It's been a long day, kind of. Supposedly, I'm starting a job next week. I got to pay the bill somehow or another. How you doing, Northern Rebellion? Like you're the only person here with me. I don't see anybody else. It's really strange. My restream reconfigured itself back to normal. It was doing some strange things a second ago. I thought I'd play a new one by DJ Moon. If you haven't heard it, Mr. New Moon has put out a new song. Very interesting song. I like it. Just got to find the damn thing. Oh, there it is. And now I don't want to act right. I've been hacked. Now, you'll like this one. Actually, I got a role in it. So does half of the people that are in our little community here. Thought it was neat. Take a look see.
Step by step, as we climb through the noise, we will rise, voices strong, we won't shy, love the light, let it drive. We are, breaking chains. We are, igniting flames.
That's great lighting in that video too for CGI.
We are made by God.
And that was DJ Mr. New Moon. I'd like to meet him in person. Be nice. Seems like a nice guy, doesn't he? Well, at least he's on our side. I didn't know we had a side till I got older. I always thought people just had common sense. I got a video from the James Webb Telescope earlier. Me and PJ were looking at it. It's supposedly pictures from the James Webb Telescope of Mercury is supposedly got, but I didn't see any actual pictures in the video. Just a little curious about it myself. I want to go through the whole thing again and see if there's actually any pictures from the James Webb Telescope. But I don't think there is. I'm gonna let it play for a minute. Let's see. There it is. The latest data. Okay. I don't know where the data is in this video neither. It's really a strange thing. Let's see it.
And evolution of the entire solar system. The search for may exist hundreds of miles beneath Mercury's surface. This discovery comes as we prepare to get our first close look at Mercury through orbit. When we imagine life on other planets, we must consider how the environment on those planets will influence what life may look like. There are big secrets hidden on Mercury. A small planet close to the Sun, Mercury, which is small and hot, has lied to us for many years, but now, robots in space are uncovering strange phenomena. They found diamonds on the hottest planet, and that's just the beginning. The inside of Mercury is unlike anything we expected, raising questions about how it differs from other planets. What else might Mercury be hiding? Astronomers and space enthusiasts have long been captivated by Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system. Its mysterious landscape remained hidden for centuries, with its secrets only starting to emerge after advancements in space research. In 1973, NASA's Mariner 10 mission began the search for answers about Mercury's surface. In 2004, the Messenger probe continued this search. Mariner 10 gave us our first close look at Mercury, taking pictures of its landscape, which was full of craters and strange lines, similar to the Moon's surface. This mission showed that Mercury's surface was rough and
Can we see these pictures? Please.
marked with craters, but it also revealed a magnetic field that was stronger than expected and a larger than anticipated core. These findings called into question previous theories about what Mercury is made of. The Messenger mission, which stands for Mercury Surface, Space Environment, Geochemistry, and Ranging, began 31 years after Mariner 10. Unlike its predecessor, Messenger was designed to enter orbit around Mercury, allowing scientists to study the planet in more detail. The mission took an astounding 200,000 pictures, showing parts of Mercury that had never been seen before. One of the most intriguing discoveries was that the darker side of Mercury contained unusually high levels of calcium and magnesium, sparking curiosity about the processes responsible for these elements. The mission also revealed that Mercury's magnetic field was stronger than normal in the northern regions, which was an unexpected finding compared to other planets. Mercury's structure and formation process turned out to be much different from earlier expectations. On Earth and most other planets, magnetic fields are generated by liquid iron moving in the core.
Hey, Flats, how you doing?
Morning. How's it going, man?
I'm looking for these pictures and the data for Mercury that they said they had in this video, but I haven't found anything yet.
Well, it is mostly just cartoon beliefs, so you're not going to get
Yeah.
anything.
Well, I mean, if they had like some kind of, like a photograph they took of it from a satellite, supposedly, and they sent it back here, and we actually saw the surface of this so-called planet, and they had data where they extracted all this calcium and other minerals off the planet. How do we know? Where do you go get this stuff from?
Yeah, well, uh, it's all made up. So where will they get it? They look at the light in the sky and just claim things and say that, well, there's the data.
Okay, uh, uh, they got to have a website where you can find this stuff. They claim to have it, right? They're sitting there saying it right now, plain as day. It's just disappointing.
So anyway, how's it going, man?
Going good. The PJ just got done with his movie time earlier, so we watched the Strange movie I've never seen before. I've seen clips from it, but I've never watched the whole movie. It was a De Niro movie. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, okay, because I saw you were live. I decided to come on for a few minutes. Tell
Oh,
everybody to hit the likes and share the show.
okay. Thanks, Butch. Well, I'm going to go over this. I'm going to go over some pitch data and how flight actually works. Then I'm going to just wing it from there.
Cool, cool.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, the children are very noisy in the background.
Of course they are. All right. Oh, back to the Mercury, or what they call it.
But Mercury's magnetic behavior is driven by a unique core structure. Mercury's surface stands out not just because of craters and lines, but also because of the planet's extreme temperature fluctuations. During the day, temperatures can soar to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, 427.
And how do they test those temperatures? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know how they know these temperatures.
Yeah, they got a huge thermometer, dude. I think they're just making this stuff up, just writing it. Well, it's got this and it's got that, it's got this and they were saying earlier that there's diamonds that rain on Mercury or something, or there's a small planet next to Mercury that's really hot where diamonds rain that we don't know about. And, if there's another planet besides Mercury, a small one, wouldn't that be in our solar system when they like mark it up as another planet? There's a small planet next to Mercury. They said this in this video. I want to know the name of it, where it's at, and what its orbit is, according to them. I didn't see anything about it, just like there's a small planet that's been deceiving us. It's on fire, basically. There's a big fireball floating next to Mercury as a planet. Oh, man. Fiction can be fun.
Degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, while at night, they can plummet to minus 330 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 201 degrees Celsius. These drastic temperature shifts are caused by Mercury's thin atmosphere, which does little to regulate heat or maintain stable temperatures. Despite these harsh
And
conditions,
yet they've never been to Mercury, right? I don't think they have. I've never heard of the Mercury landing. Is there a Mercury probe they have down on the surface somewhere running around? Gathering up samples. How do they send those samples back to where they analyze them in the rover, I guess, and then they transmit the data back from the surface to a satellite gets relayed back to Earth? How many millions of miles away is it? Let alone light years is what they call them. Unknown distances that you cannot fathom. I don't think you can time light to travel over years of time. I've never seen light travel for years. You have to have an infinite resource of light. I guess the stars would be considered to be burning forever. If that's forever, when they're probably only around, probably maybe 6,000, 7,000 years old at the earliest since their creation, right? I don't know. And they're so far away, but yet you can see them still.
recent studies have revealed some surprising features on Mercury's surface. In 2012, data from the Messenger mission showed evidence of volcanic activity, including pyroclastic sediments from explosive eruptions. This contradicted earlier beliefs that Mercury was geologically dead. Even more surprising, in 2020, researchers announced the
Kinda like
discovery
space
of
is
water
dead.
ice in some of Mercury's polar craters. These areas remain in permanent shadow, kept cold enough to preserve water ice, despite Mercury's proximity to the sun. This discovery led to new speculation about whether Mercury could harbor extremophiles, microbes that
When are
thrive
they
in
going to show
extreme conditions,
anything of
much like
actual
those
instead of
found
just
in
believe
Earth's
me, bro?
harshest environments.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm in awe. Like even the cartoons they're showing are changing on the regular. What were you saying again, Flash? I couldn't quite make all of it. So when are they going to show? I couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear all of it.
Sorry, man, I gotta go. I'll see you
Okay.
later. Have a great show.
No, I'll
Much
try.
blessings, and good luck in finding anything factual about Mercury.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for it. I want to see how they got it all. I'm just dazzled here. All right, later, Flash.
Cheers, man. Many blessings. Bye.
Blessings. Bye.
The most recent mission to Mercury, named Baby Colombo, was launched in 2018 by the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. It is scheduled to arrive in 2025. This mission will provide more detailed information about Mercury's surface, chemical composition, and geological history. From its unexpected magnetic field to the presence of water ice, Mercury continues to surprise us, with ongoing research revealing even more unusual characteristics. One of the most peculiar features of Mercury is the relationship between its day and year.
Maybe that's a
Typically, we
satellite
think of a
photo. I'm
planet's
not
year
sure.
as being shorter than its day, but Mercury is an exception. A year on Mercury lasts only 88 Earth days, while a day, or one full rotation on its axis, lasts 176 Earth days. This means that Mercury's year is half as long as its day. This strange situation results in some fascinating effects. If you stood on Mercury's surface, you would see the sun rise, grow larger in the sky, pause, and then appear to move backward before continuing its normal path. Mercury's rotation is too slow to keep pace with its rapid orbit
I'm
around
guessing
the
that's due to that elliptical orbit that it takes around the sun, and it's really quick because it's really close to the sun. Hmm. And nothing yet. They'll give you a whole bunch of pictures and drawings and stuff, and they'll say it's real without even determining that in a physical stance. But they say they got a satellite heading there, be there this year. Nice. Well, maybe we'll get more later.
sun, causing this odd phenomenon. Mercury's slow rotation is believed to be due to a phenomenon called tidal locking, which affects the planet's spin. Over billions of years, the sun's gravity has gradually slowed Earth's rotation, but Mercury is not tidally locked like the moon. Instead, it experiences a 3:2 spin orbit resonance.
And now we are slowed down in Earth's orbit. There's Lev. Hey, Lev, how's it going, mister? Is your mic working? I'll take that as a no. I'll put you in and put you back out, see if it works. Say something. Anything. Speak to me, Lev. Oh, no. Oh, hey, Lev, if you get the mic working, let me know. I'm going to go back to Mercury.
Meaning it spins 3 times for every 2 orbits around the sun. This results in extreme temperature variations, with one side of the planet facing the sun becoming extremely hot, while the night side remains frigid. These extreme temperature swings make it challenging.
How could a planet exist in those extreme conditions at all? I don't know.
For spacecraft to study the planet, as they have to navigate around Mercury's harsh day-night cycle and intense heat. Mercury's thin exosphere, a layer of gases, is another unique feature. This exosphere is constantly being replenished and loses gas into space due to the solar wind, nuclear decay, and micrometeorite impacts. New research has found that Mercury's exosphere contains more water vapor than previously thought. This vapor is likely produced when hydrogen from the solar wind mixes with oxygen in the planet's surface rocks. In 2020, Scientists were further surprised to find that Mercury's magnetic field is driven by a special dynamo effect in its liquid metal core, rather than by the typical process seen on Earth. Despite its small size and slow spin, Mercury's magnetic field plays a crucial role in protecting its surface from the harsh solar
Is that
wind.
what you see at a night
Without
sky
this
on Mercury?
magnetic shield, the planet's atmosphere would quickly be stripped away, much like what happened on Mars. The concept of hot poles on Mercury, regions where the sun appears to pause in the sky, adds to the planet's mysterious nature. These regions are among the hottest places on the planet, while areas near Mercury's poles remain in permanent darkness and are cold enough to preserve water ice. The ability of these shadowed craters to store ice in such a hot environment raises questions about the planet's potential to harbor life. Some scientists are even speculating that these cold traps
Oh, yeah,
might
yeah,
also
potholes.
contain
Yeah,
other
you nailed
volatile
it.
substances, like organic molecules, preserved in the planet's
You
coldest
got to
regions.
repay that
The
dude.
strange day-night cycle and the unique spin-orbit resonance on Mercury create significant challenges for spacecraft studying the planet. Baby Colombo, for instance, had to perform multiple flybys of other planets, including
Baby
Venus and
Colombo.
Mercury, to slow down enough to
That's the
enter
name of it.
orbit around the planet. Once in orbit, the spacecraft will need to carefully manage its exposure to Mercury's extreme heat during the day and conserve power during the long, cold nights. This balancing act highlights the harsh and unpredictable conditions on Mercury, emphasizing the difficulty of studying
Mercury
such an extreme
metamorphosizes.
environment. New computer models suggest that Mercury may have once rotated much faster, but its spin slowed due to the sun's gravity and impacts from large asteroids or comets. This new information provides valuable insights not only into Mercury's history, but also
The question is, have you ever seen an impact of a comet or a meteor by anybody anywhere? I mean, it would be happening here if it was an event of some sort. In the universe, there's all this chaotic crap going on, and all these fights with gravity and moons and stuff. There would definitely be evidence of that on video, at least in the last 100 years, of some sort. I don't think it happens. God, I hate this thing. Let's play it some more.
into the evolution of other planets in our solar system. As we
Enjoy this
continue
for a
to
minute. I'll
learn
be
more
right
about
back.
Mercury, more questions arise. How does the planet's core remain partially liquid despite the extreme cold? How does its unique orbit affect the surface rocks? These deep questions remind us that there are still many secrets left to uncover in our own solar system. Mercury may be the smallest planet in our solar system, but it is filled with strange and puzzling features that continue to intrigue scientists. Its unusually large core, which makes up about 85% of the planet's volume, is one of the most fascinating aspects. Studies led by planetary scientist Dr. Nancy Shabbat at Johns Hopkins University found that this large core could be the result of a major impact early in Mercury's history. According to the hit and run theory, a large planetesimal could have collided with Mercury, stripping away much of its outer layers and leaving behind the iron-rich core we see today. Another deep mystery of Mercury is its magnetic field.
Did he say hit and
Despite
run
being
theory?
small
Swear to
and
God, he
rotating
did.
slowly, Mercury has a magnetic field
We
about
should look that up.
1% the
Hit and
strength
run
of
theory.
Earth's.
How
This
does that work?
surprised scientists who did not expect such a field.
Surprise, surprise, these aren't scientists. What science did they do to figure all this crap out? I don't think they did any science.
From a planet of Mercury's size and rotation speed. Further studies revealed that the magnetic field originates from a thin layer of liquid metal
Oh, Lev's back.
surrounding Mercury's solid core.
Hey, Lev.
This discovery challenged
Did you get it to work this
Hey,
time?
Roger. How you doing? Yeah,
Oh, I hear you.
yeah. It was
Yeah, I
muted.
can't get StreamYard up and running right now.
All right. What's happening with
You hear me?
the Mikey show? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
You're good.
Yeah.
No,
What's happening
I
with
can't.
Mikey show?
I can't. Yeah, I can't get StreamYard. Say again. I
What's
heard you,
happening
but I
with
couldn't
Mikey show?
understand what you said.
If you can't get StreamYard working,
Oh,
what's
Mikey?
happening with the show with Mikey? Well, that's Saturday. What
Oh,
night
yeah,
were we doing?
nothing right now. He's supposed to do
Nothing
it
right now.
Friday, but yeah, he's not going to come on until next week. Is what he's telling me. So no, the StreamYard right now I don't have enough money in my account really to do it. I could pay for it, but as StreamYard as it is, I ran out of hours on it. In other words, they only give you so many hours in a month to use it. So on the free one, so I would be doing it now, but I couldn't get on. I can record a show on there. We could go record a show and then I could broadcast it, but I can't,
Pay
stream
money
live.
in the like other
Well,
free ones
I'm
and
gonna
stuff.
have to. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I want to go on one of them as a premium and use it permanently, but I want to have one that everybody can use. And I know you can't get in here without burning up your phone just to get on, right? You get your phone gets hot from using all the data that the restream takes. Yeah. So how's your day been? Just
Not bad. I've
asking.
just got up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I just missed Flatsweet. He was here a minute ago.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Just by the hair. Yeah. And I saw this video and I gotta present it to people. This is what they're showing for James Webb Telescope. This is the latest data in this video, but I haven't seen any data or any actual satellite imagery or any of the tests that they did to determine any of the crap he's claiming. So I wonder where you find that kind of stuff. NASA's got to have it on their website, right?
I wonder how much of this is authentic. Is it like you don't know if you can trust them from first place? You don't know if you can trust them from first place. In one sense, it's like we do have the evidence for it to be filmed, recorded, photographed, all that kind of stuff. We can do that with with our cameras, you know what I mean, and stuff. It's I don't know. I think it's more like it's not like really that they're going to show us fake images as such. It's more even that other narrative. They're probably like you've got your local, like your wandering stars, right? When they show you pictures of them, I've got like this Facebook. I'm going to review it once I move, but we're going to move like 3 years ago, and I've still not happened yet. Eventually, I'll move and like unpack it all and stuff, that kind of thing. In one of them books is like this space book. I bought it years ago, like before Flat Earth and stuff. And it was kind of like part of me kung fu aspect of things, because it's like understanding the universe. It's like it's part of what we are in a sense and stuff like that kind of thing. Back then, I didn't know that the heliocentric model were a lie. You know what I mean, and stuff. So I bought it in that narrative and stuff, thinking that space and everything. It's almost like a kung fu Bible. You know what I mean? It's kind of like understanding the realm. So in scrapping that, right now I've got my own series, and that shows you how kung fu is like your Bible in terms of like what life is, because it's kung fu's an expression of what life is rather than seeing it as a martial art as such.
Well,
there's different types of martial arts. There's like war arts, there's sport arts, and then there's life art. You know what I mean? So it's like you can learn to train for war, you can learn to train to box and go into sporting arenas and all these kind of things. But then you can learn to actually better your life and all that kind of stuff, like, so in a sense of that. But I'm going around houses and stuff, like what I was meant to be going on about is like the wandering stars in that book. And it's like when you look at the pictures, it's a great big book. It's like I mean, it's quite big, and maybe between, but the pictures of planets, right? It's kind of like you can tell it's really obvious that the CGI, you know what I mean? Is completely why fake that, you know what I mean? It's like when you look through a telescope, you're seeing like this blend of light more than anything else. So in a sense of saying it could be pure energy, it might be more accurate, and they're selling on this physical kind of appearance. So when we use James Webb Telescope and we're showing you things really, really far away, then maybe that's what I mean. Because they do manipulate the stuff which is close, I can't really trust everything that they put out. But at the same time, if I see something in terms of like energetically, you know what I mean? It's kind of like if that's what it looks like the stars will look like energy rather than a ball of fire.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You see, it's chi. You know what I mean? This is like pure chi in a sense. So when you look at the sky, you're seeing the literal heavens rather than space. So it's a completely different narrative of how to see it and stuff like and understand it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think what they did, they wanted to give. Oh, Lev, dang it! They wanted to give a story to each one of the wandering stars and create worlds out of them. So they did. Hopefully, you can get back in, Lev. Hey, Cubby Bear. Hey, Brad and Tasha. How are we doing tonight? Now, let's get back to Mercury. Hop in my spaceship. We'll take you there right now. I'll get in my Ford Explorer and drive to Mercury later. Now, I've looked through telescopes at the luminaries themselves, and I don't get the same feeling that they present about them. I don't feel connected to it. Do you guys? Nah.
Existing models of planetary magnetic fields and raised more questions about how Mercury's internal dynamics work. In
Ooh.
2020, scientists discovered sulfur, potassium, and sodium on Mercury's surface, volatile elements that typically evaporate at high temperatures. These elements may have been brought to the planet by comets or asteroids, potentially changing our understanding of how Mercury's surface evolved. Perhaps the most exciting discovery is the presence of water ice in permanently shadowed craters near Mercury's pole.
Doesn't this all sound CGI to you and ChatGTP style? Like, uh,
how fake it is.
oh yeah, it's well, people will believe it, man. They think it's automatically an authority without any evidence, don't they? It's strange. I don't understand why people when I ask questions. Is it breaking up?
It's breaking up. It's clear again now. It's clear again now.
Okay, good. Uh, anyways,
It might have
I
been
still
loud.
don't understand why people don't ask questions. It maybe you're in. Everything I see on my end seems to be working. My audio's going through. So is yours. They changed the format over here too. They gave me a brand new one. They did the layout completely different on Restream. So I got to find out where everything is. So all my toolbars at the top now instead at the bottom, and I got the lineup bigger and bolder than ever. Like who's in here right now? It's like takes up half the screen, and my big screen is smaller. Yeah. So what do you think, guys? What's the verdict on this new James Webb data that we got about calcium and magnesium and a giant core of Mercury? What do you think?
Oh,
I
I
give
think
it.
that's I don't believe that because that's them building the narrative. They're trying to make it left-brained.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like using the periodic table and stuff. I don't think the periodic table's appropriate. I think what we're seeing precedes the periodic table. It is what causes the periodic table in the first place. If it's like pure energy,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Then that can be transformed into any of those elements
Yeah, I think it's like a
eventually.
kind of like a grade school understanding of elements. They fed me that stuff in public school, the periodic table, and this is what the atomic weights of each metals and other elements that go with it. They're all you can combine several of those elements to make other elements out of them too. You can make one element into another. I think that's what the alchemy tried to do in the beginning. They wanted to create lead into gold and all kinds of other things, just off the cuff kind of crap that nobody ever really achieved. You follow?
Mm.
It's a pipe dream.
I sometimes think that's it's a left brain version of alchemy, like trying to change metal or whatever and stuff. Whereas like in terms of alchemy and the spiritual element, so I suppose like being in a bad mood and being able to just alchemize yourself into a good mood. You know what I mean? In that
I
kind of
get you.
sense,
Yeah.
there's an element of that,
Kind of like a living
which
kind of metamorphosis that you would do with yourself and using elements or things in nature, like real things you can actually get your hands on.
I don't know. It's like when I first heard of alchemy, like when I was a teenager, I thought it was a spiritual thing, but then like I discovered that it turned out to be like, it's
Oh, he'll be back. It turned out to be something. We'll find that out in a minute.
Poles. Despite being so close to the sun, these areas remain cold enough to preserve ice. Furthermore, organic compounds have also been found in these regions, adding to the mystery of whether Mercury could hold clues to the origins of life in our solar system. These findings suggest that, despite its extreme conditions,
I think I found the origins of life. It's not on Mercury.
Mercury might have the potential to harbor the building blocks of life. Mercury's role in the solar system is increasingly becoming one of immense intrigue, with every
See,
new study
look at
adding
those
a layer
ships
of
flying.
complexity to our understanding.
I wonder where they got this artwork from. Quite a mountain range on Mercury there. You go skiing. Got the Earth in the sky over here. Sun's way over here. Is that what it's supposed to look like? Is that where Mercury? The visuals from Mercury? You see a large planet Earth over here. I seriously doubt it.
Of this enigmatic planet. One aspect of Mercury that has long baffled scientists is its incredibly high surface temperatures during the daytime. While the planet itself is small and close to the sun, the extreme heat it generates is not solely due to proximity. The lack of a substantial atmosphere to regulate temperature fluctuations is a major factor. As a result, temperatures soar to over 800 degrees Fahrenheit, 427 degrees.
And how could a surface of a planet exist? It would be dried out. It would fall off into space. Sure, 800 degrees Celsius, he said. Let's go back and hear
Celsius on the sun-facing over.
Let's listen to that again.
As a result, temperatures soar to over 800 degrees Fahrenheit, 427 degrees Celsius on the sun-facing side, yet plummet to minus 330 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 201 degrees Celsius on the dark side. This dramatic contrast in temperatures creates.
You believe that?
I believe in magic, man.
That's hot, dude.
Figured I'd fill in for. I can't even talk. I figured I'd fill in for Lev while he makes his triumphant return.
He needs a better phone, dude.
Is it his phone?
Yeah, it gets hot.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah,
he's back.
Right on.
Hey, Lev. Now, where were you at again?
Hey. Yeah, it threw me off.
You're more left brain. You're in a left brain thing. You're trying to get. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The difference. I think they did change it. I think it's been changed like over years, like the perception of what alchemy actually is. Maybe it is like relevance, but I think that's. I think that will like a modern science in past. You know what I mean? And that will like the changing of what alchemy meant, maybe.
Well, I know they give alchemic symbols to each one of the wandering stars. That's actually a thing. They gave Mercury a symbol and Venus a symbol. Saturn has its own symbol, and it represents certain elements. You can play with them, I guess. I guess they. I don't. I watched a guy who actually went through all of them, but he also believed that aliens were coming from these planets too, and he probably thought the moon was hollow and it was a mothership of some kind that landed reptilians here too. But he came on autodidactic, and he would actually do shows over there with Campbell. But Campbell was flat earther.
David Icke?
No, it's not David Icke. No,
I know. I was joking.
Yeah, it was a good joke though. Yeah, he thinks that all the royals and all the families are part of this reptilian race, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He also said he was the son of God too.
Yeah, he's an interesting one.
Yeah. He's got a love for it, I think, because he waxed nostalgic about how he used to be able to walk through Scotland Yard when he was a kid, and go to Buckingham Palace, and explore England. He's truly a Brit. Yeah.
He kind of found his niche like Alex Jones. It's very similar in certain ways.
People think he's just absolutely crazy. I think, and he likes it.
Yeah.
Gets attention. Yeah. A lot of these
Lev
people are
drop
in here
out
for
again?
the. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
anyway.
normal thing. He's back again.
Okay.
Yeah, the left brain's here again. Hey, Lev. Or should I
That's
call it the Lev brain? He's a coral denier too. We were watching a debate with you saw it, Cubby, right? Where they're compressing photos to get curve out of them.
With McToon, or yeah, McToon and
Craig,
Craig and all. Yeah.
yeah, Red's rhetoric. Yeah, we debunked that photo they had for a long time ago. The horizon's going to curve somewhat at the edge because it's further than the actual level they're using to compare it to. Lenses do that over distance. You won't see that with your eye ever.
Mm.
Yeah, you can pan through it. I'll show you pans that go left to right. You'll never see any curve at all. It it's the distortion that the lens gives it, and the atmosphere too, or the atmos.
Mm.
It's yeah, just on the edge of it, it looks like it tapers out. It goes over distance, but they don't realize that that kind of curve that you're actually supposedly physically seeing will make the Earth a lot smaller than its actual radius. It's pretty bad, dude. You do the math. You ever been a Metabunk, right? Did you use
Say
their
that again.
calculator? Yeah, Metabunk. Uh,
Mm.
Metabunk's a curve calculator site where they give you the radius of the Earth and its size and what you're supposed to expect to see over distance. You're supposed to see this much drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, yeah.
I haven't, no, never
Huh.
messed around with that, but yeah, I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah. Go to Metabug site. You can get all their calculations, and none of them are actually in any of the observations that you really make in real life. And I've
Mm-hmm.
done my own observations; they never match up with Metabug's calculations. And when you do get them, they're extreme. It's you ever heard of Pontchartrain, the bridge?
Nah,
There's a
dropping all kinds of
causeway.
knowledge on me.
There's a causeway in Louisiana. It goes across a lake. It's the longest bridge in the world supposedly.
Oh,
And
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, go ahead
yeah,
though.
yeah. If the curvature was going at the rate that it bends in their photography,
Mm-hmm.
this 2 to 4 shortening is basically it. It would make the planet the size of New Orleans Parish,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole area. That would be the size of the planet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so they try to throw those pictures in. It's curvature. No, it's suppression in the lens. That's what
But
causes it.
I mean, that's half, more than half. That's like a majority of the game. How they play the game is that
Mm-hmm.
they know that people, not many people, are going to ever look into stuff like this, or
Yeah.
question it. So they use those people to kind of as their pseudo army or whatever to, go after other people just because, that's something you've been told. So automatically, you're meant to have the belief in it. So, you just they kind of all fall in line, and it's like, oh, you don't believe in this, and it's like, you must be silly. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so
You believe that you have a vacuum adjacent to a high pressure system that
yeah.
creates weather and stuff too. That's just the first spell that their thing does, and that's what Mark was trying to say when he was over on the Flash Channel. Like by testing out their spacesuits in a vacuum, he's
Hmm.
going to show you that the vacuum is not space. it, and he said he put down what $20,000 or something. Or, I forgot how much he said.
you
To
know the oh,
he's
sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. What
No,
did I
no,
say?
I didn't. I thought you were done. All I was gonna say is, all these guys, they always drop all this, like, oh, I'll bet you 100,000. I'll bet you. It's like, show me the money. I want to see physical money. Not that I'm actually gonna take the bet anyway, but I just want to show me physical money that you have to actually make these bets. No, I mean, I can say it's like, oh, I'm gonna bet $1 million on this. It doesn't mean, that I have it. And, I want to see proof, man. Just like I want
Yeah.
to see glow proof. I want to see money proof.
Well, I don't think he's got that kind of money. I think he's got a backer somewheres, and he puts it in escrow. He's got a ten
Oh, okay.
thousand dollar challenge in escrow.
I mean, I know some of these people have money, but I'm saying there's a lot of,
Yeah.
regardless, nonetheless, I want to see the money because not only that, I don't believe that you would pay me besides if you lost the bet. So, I want to see, there's certain things I want to see. I need
Well,
tangible evidence.
mhm. Yeah. The reason he does that big money challenge because he knows that we don't have that kind of cash.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. If I had that kind of cash laying around, I wouldn't be talking to him.
That's like when McToon, I think you were on there with me when McToon was on Saws. Were you on when
Huh.
that? Oh,
No.
well, he wasn't on there, but he was in chat. I'm sorry. He was in chat running his mouth and he was, talking all crap. I thought you were there, but he's talking a bunch of crap to everybody. He's like, I'll bet such and such amount of money. It's like, dude, it's like, I don't have that money I don't suck dick for money.
Nope.
So anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That we do need a streaming app, and I'm gonna next month. I should be back to work, and I got a job today. It's only a part time job as
Mm,
it goes, but there's other shifts I can cover to make up for it. But
bro.
they're starting me out at minimum wage as it goes. The brand new job, brand new thing.
What's minimum
But
wage in Colorado for you?
it's 15.
Oh, okay. At least it's somewhat decent.
Not bad.
I
They're
mean,
paying
yeah, I
kids.
mean, as far as cost of living goes, that's bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, at least it's not like next door Iowa, man. I think theirs is only like $7-8 or something. So yeah, it's
Wow.
like, yeah, I know,
Uh, that's not enough. I wouldn't be
not at
able to
all.
live on it. No.
No, not many people could.
During the you know what, um,
Hmm.
they were paying kids 16 an hour to start at McDonald's.
Yeah, yeah. Now Illinois is kind of like Illinois is where I'm at, but I'm around the border of Iowa. But Illinois is like that. They're very we're right up there with California and New York for wokest, most progressive states out there going right now. But so as far as like getting people like more money for minimum wage, they've always been pretty good about that. But at the same time, it's unrealistic with some of the jobs that they want to pay. The amount of people, the amount of money they want to pay people for some of these, like $30 an hour to work at McDonald's. It's like, dude, that's supposed to be a starting wage job, or I mean, an entry level job. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm done with Mercury. That thing was crap so far. I didn't. I watched the end of it. There's only like
Mm.
I think 10 minutes left in it. But Mercury, that data that they're spitting out there, they show nothing about it in that video at all. And this is off of YouTube. They send me all NASA stuff. And when I'm on just on the internet, they give me space.com and NASA and SpaceX
Mm.
feeds. Yeah. I never find anything valuable in them. There's, they don't show me anything I want to know.
Yeah.
How did you get there? I mean, it's like top secret. Ah,
Yeah,
we'll tell you.
they're always vague about everything.
I wanted to touch on the pitch data and flight because Woofy seems to be the hot topic right now. Have you seen
Okay.
Woofy?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it on I want to say Flatzoid or something.
Woofy actually thinks that you can uncage your gyro and still use
Yeah.
gravity for a horizontal. But I guarantee you, when he gets in that airplane, that gyro's caged and he flies. Yeah.
What kind
It'd
of
be
name
all
is
over the place.
Wolfie?
They made it up for his
Oh, okay.
YouTube channel.
Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was his real name or not. I don't know much about the guy. I've just seen him in clips here and there.
Well, he's a spawn off of McToon and a couple of people in the group on the Globe side. They call themselves the Globe Six and the Globe Nine, G9.
Mm.
They're out fighting the flat Earth.
Yeah, they are. You had your opportunity, Duffy. You could have freaking interviewed one of those pilots from the TFE to give you evidence of a globe too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
you
asked them
picked
for pitch data.
who did?
We did.
Oh, you
Over
guys did.
uh,
Oh, you
yeah
talking
on
about
FED.
yeah.
We Brian Flogic and Adam Meekin actually asked for the pitch data for the flight down. They
Mm.
wanted to get the pitch because they could request it from the pilot. Now
From
Woofy was
from who though? Wolfie or
No, from the
From
company.
TFE? Oh, Duffy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not Duffy. The company that flew him down,
Oh,
ADL or
okay.
whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. ALE. Sorry.
ALE. Yeah, they didn't give it to him. They it said that would have proven uh, their flight was straight and level all the
Hmm.
way to Antarctica.
Well, you'll have a
Uh,
chance, all right?
yeah, you know how gyros work, right?
I've got a pretty good understanding of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they set their horizontals on the latitude where they're at before they take off, right?
Hmm.
And they don't change that. That's the same horizontal they
Right.
set. Yeah. And when they're in flight, it keeps the horizontal and it stays level to that horizontal. The gyro will actually tilt forward to find its horizontal because they fly at a pitch, right? They
Hmm.
got to be like 3 degrees higher than horizontal. So, but it would register a new horizontal if they were going around the globe. It would literally, ever so far, when they start to lose altitude to get their new horizontal, you would have a dip in it,
Right.
literally. Yeah. So we got some official pitch data. Have you seen it yet?
Who did?
Actually, Brian Slogic got a hold of it. This is
No,
official data.
no, I didn't. And
I'll
no,
show it to you.
yeah,
I actually requested it from FED today. I asked them for it, and they gave it to me. So, do you see what I got on screen?
yep, I can see that.
Okay. These are your takeoff elevations here at the
Hmm.
beginning. These are all barometric pressures, uh, but it has a zero reference point from the beginning, from the first horizontal. That's the first horizontal set down here. I think it's set up here. So, but they
Hmm.
don't. This is 2,000 miles worth of flight.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the only deviations they had was for weather and barometric pressure. Pretty much, it's all the way across the board. It's see if I can make it larger, and I can't get it any larger than that. But you basically see the standard of it. It's pretty much level.
Hmm.
If I can make it bigger, I could actually read it off. I can't see it. I'm gonna have to blow this picture up. Let's see. So basically, you see the black line here, right?
Yeah.
This is I can't read that at all. Basically, you marry all these together, and you come up with an average, and
Right.
basically, it's horizontally flown for 2,000 miles.
Hmm.
This is official pitch data, and the only time it changes when they actually go from flight to takeoff. The bottom three, you see it?
Yeah.
Then they said the horizontal is the same plane across.
That's
So pitch
hilarious.
data actually is a great proof. Oh, I can enlarge it here. Here we go.
Yeah.
You got a plus sign. There you go. All right, here we go. So there's your pitch.
Hmm.
You got your roll. You got your heading. This is ground. What? Can't read that. Bring it in closer.
Ground speed, I think.
Yeah, okay. That looks good.
SPD.
There's your altitude press on the graph. Airspeed composition is down below. Uh, there's your excel vertical, I guess.
Yeah,
Excel
I think
vert.
so.
Yeah. And let's see the top one here. I guess that's the longitude. Excel long. I guess that's what it stands for. And we'll see if we get the top one in there. That's Excel latitude, longitude. So they're going down the longitude and latitude, and they're basically just straight horizontal lines for flight. This is the official pitch data from the black box that was on this flight.
Hmm.
This
Good
flight
stuff.
actually had to have an emergency landing. That's why it's open to the public. They have to do it for
Oh.
safety reasons. So
Hmm.
they told us it would cost us, I think, 150,000 or so just to get them to release pitch data from a flight, and
Hmm.
we got it for free.
What's
And
the
there,
reasoning behind that? Like,
oh, that
for why it would cost so much for a regular flight?
I don't know, dude.
Just
I
to
have
keep
no
it
idea.
hidden?
Yeah, and the guy Wolfie's the guy that told Brian that for years, dude. He's like, because Brian wanted to demonstrate how pitch data didn't show a curved horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh, it's going to cost you so much." He put the price range way out of reach where you can't get it. He said, "You had to pay me that. I'll get you pitch data."
Yeah, okay, but
So,
you'll give it to Duffy for free, right?
mhm. Well,
Well, I
he
mean,
got
not realistically, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah. They want to stay away from pitch data. They don't
Yeah.
want to advertise it. And so Adam Meakin got mad. He went out and got a drone, and he did a flight with it. And he uh, got his own pitch data from the drone. He put I think, a barometer in it and a
Mm-hmm.
couple other things, so he could get his height. Not barometer. What do you call it? Accelerometer. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
altimeter. Yeah. And he got his own pitch data. He did but it's not official. We wanted something with a government stamp on it that says this is actually what the planes do over the Earth, to go along with all the citations we got from NASA and all the aviator trainers that actually say they treat the Earth as a stationary plane when
Mm-hmm.
they fly over it. Yeah.
I wish that so like my old boss, he's got his private pilot license, but
Huh.
I don't trust that he would tell me like he never like I'd always bring up certain things to him and he kind of dismissed it as like hocus pocus, you know, anytime anything can quote unquote conspiratorial. So I don't know that he would really be upfront with me about it.
You think he'd lie to you about it?
I just think he wouldn't share it with me, but I'm not sure. I guess it's worth a shot. Maybe I should ask him.
Yeah. See, well, the thing is that you just want the raw data so you can actually put it to yourself. You don't want to get somebody because what they do with it, they tell you that there's an isobar above
Mm-hmm.
the Earth, and the isobar is actually curved with the level ground below you because level curves now. They actually have definitions that actually say that level it conforms to the curved surface of water over the Earth. That's but it's worded so it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
They put that in Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Yeah, that's about as trustworthy as Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, if you go back and look at like geodetic surveyors from like the early 1600s, they actually added a curve into their calculations.
Mm-hmm.
What they did, they used stars and theodolites, and what they did is that they connected straight line horizontals and they try to curve them with the theodolite. They get quick fixes with the stars on the horizon. Do you understand what a tangent is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a tangent point on the globe surface, it goes out horizontally as for infinity.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you take your tangent from the globe surface, it's really a straight plane. It goes out into space, they might say. But
Yeah.
you find your coordinates on the ground with it, no matter how far you go. And they just connect the stars like that. That's how
Mm-hmm.
they got their globe Earth. That's how they got the spherical coordinate system. That's what it's designed around geodetic surveying. It didn't quite work. It's off, so they added a couple of formulas like the Habersign to actually make it clear or easier to work with. The Habersign is just a shortcut. Basically, they get what they call an equal elevation angle. You know what that is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they draw a line from the ground and they go up above the surface, and they get 3 points in a circle at the same level, and they map out like that. That's how geodetic surveying was done. But it's still a flat elevation. They have to
Right.
be the same height.
Yeah. Yeah. It always seems to find its way in there that way.
Mm-hmm. And they take that point from
Ironically.
where they get all three of those at the equal elevation and get their ground location. And they can make any kind of coordinate system out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's limitless. You might say like, you can make a globe, and that's why if you look at some of the old maps, the older ones, they actually have all kinds of shapes. They even have a coordinate system they drew out on a Joker's head.
That's crazy.
Yeah. but they have to come back to a 90 on the ground surface, and horizontal is always going to be in front of you,
Hmm.
no matter what you see. So you can make anything out of it. It just the heliocentric model is so childish that and simple that people are like, "Oh, that works. We're just going around in circles around the sun constantly."
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how they do it. They try and simplify it so that everybody can kind of grasp it, and you know,
Well, they did it for the young, dude. The
well,
young
that's what I'm
kids.
saying. It's
Yeah.
they make it as easy, so easy for a child to even understand it that, then everybody's like, oh yeah, that must be the way.
Uh-huh. It does work in practice to a point, but all those cycles that they say that they predict were actually already predicted before the heliocentric model was even thought of. It was all planar back then, and if you look at the math and stuff, they actually in the geodetic math they actually have to have a reference with planar trigonometry in order for it to work. It all goes back to a flat Earth,
Hmm.
even
Yep,
in
it
their
always
math.
always finds its way back there, like I was
Yeah.
saying, ironically.
Well, when they tell you about, you ever heard of the term spherical excess? Like,
I don't know. I
okay,
don't think so.
what they do with the globe coordinates is they wrap a point from one to the other around the sphere to begin with, and
Hmm.
then they stretch it out, and everything that they had in it before is wider than it was. It's just a straight line, three straight lines of a triangle they lay on top of a sphere,
Hmm.
and they say it doesn't. It's not 180 degrees anymore. They can get a triangle that's 270 degrees, and they'll count the other 60 degrees to spherical excess. They're just straight
Ah,
line points,
I
though.
see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, okay.
But old surveyors who actually do work in the field don't even use those equations.
Yeah.
And what they do now in the modern age is they add the spherical excess in their coordinate system electronically, but they use a central flat planar reference system again
Hmm.
electronically to do all the calculations for them to get the right fix. They take it back to the flat planar measurements again. But you don't see it in real life. It just tells you on your device. In the field, they have theodolites and auto levels that actually hook link to satellites
Hmm.
with a whole coordinate system already based in it, so
Well,
they can make it.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
sir.
No, no.
No, I'll wait. Go for it.
Yeah, well, the coordinate system is are all based off the planar reference guide that are in their geodetic survey and things, and they all know this.
Hmm.
But they actually think that there actually is a space and there's planets and stuff that they're actually going to get to one day. So they just go with it.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that are in the field that do surveying don't even think about this stuff. They just it's already programmed into their equipment. Uh, It's easy to put in the software.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing about it. Like everything's getting to where people don't have to do much work to, you're kind of losing the knowledge that you were taught or
Yeah.
gained throughout your life. And just by making everything so much easier, it's like, oh, it's so much more convenient. But at the same time, that's why putting everything into practice is so good, because you constantly have to do it and remember it. So, but
Like
what
old.
I was going to say earlier is that, like, that's why they do it. Bringing it back to how you said, they make it simple that a child could learn it. Well, that's why you kind of got to do the same thing to them. Like, you got to keep it simple. It's like water always finds its level. You can't have gas pressure without containment. And who would have, without somebody, telling you any of this, or what observations did you have to, like, think that the earth was a globe? So you
Uh-huh.
kind of got to dumb it down for them too, or I shouldn't say them, but dumb it down for everybody so that they can kind of see your side of it too, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. You should go over to FED one day and just go through one of their intros. They have a set of housekeeping questions,
Mm,
and it goes like this: Is there any evidence of a geometric sphere edge on a globe.
Hmm.
Well, you have to have a geometric edge for a globe to work, right?
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever found the geometric edge to horizons anywhere?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
They have another one like, is there any evidence of actual rotation of the Earth?
Of course not.
Well, like Nicholson Morley demonstrated, there is no motion on the Earth. That
Hmm.
was basically what they determined. But what they did with it is they said, well, it must be ether.
It's not. It's
The,
not. It's not spinning. It's rising up. I'm totally joking.
is it?
But anyway,
Well,
yeah.
Nicholson Morley proved that light doesn't do what they claim it does. The light
Hmm.
would have to travel a different speed going east to west if the Earth was actually spinning. The light would meet resistance, you know, and
Hmm.
there would be basically a fringe shift where the actual light is actually moving through. So what they did, I think it took like three different lasers and like several different mirrors, put it in like a basic vacuum, and shot the light through it from side to side, left, east to west, north to south, and they got no difference in the timing of the light. Like it and the same with Aries failure too. It was done after that, I think. Uh, if we were actually spinning, the light would not come in. Uh, how would I put it? Uh, the light wouldn't be coming in at an angle.
Yeah.
It would be
Well.
parallel. And what
Yeah.
they found out, the light was already there in the experiment. The light was already coming into their telescopes.
Yeah.
They filled them with water to slow down the light to see what direction the light was coming from, and it was
Like.
already in the telescope.
Yeah. Like Haley's comet. Like, how it has a tail on it. It's like, well, by that measure, wouldn't the sun be like have a tail on it? Like.
Yeah. Well, they claim the comets are something different than the sun. It actually
Well,
is
yeah, I
losing.
know. I'm just saying. I didn't believe any of it. I was just saying that.
No. But have you ever looked at Aries failure?
I have
Or
not. No.
their interferometry. They're trying to see if the Earth actually spins,
Hmm.
basically, if it's in motion, and they determined that it's not. But they wanted the ether to be in motion. What they tried to, I think they tried to adapt. There is no ether, is what the globies claim. That's why they
Hmm.
say there's space, like there's a vacuum. Ether's like supposedly a medium we're in, like it's like a soup or a substance
Hmm.
that light, matter, and everything travels through. It's a magical thing. And when you ask anybody that believes in ether, what is ether? Go ahead and just hold your breath
Yeah.
because you could be there waiting for a while. Well, what is ether? Well, light can't travel through nothing. It has to have a medium to travel through. And like,
Well,
what
you
is it?
use it to start an engine when you can't. I'm just joking. It's not that type.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ether, they put in a lot of like paint thinners and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just kidding around, but yeah.
The ether, they spell it with an A.
Right. Right. I know. I was joking. The other one's an
It,
E. But anyway.
so supposedly it was on the periodic table we were talking about earlier. It was one of the first elements that they describe, but they just tell you it's a background medium which everything travels through. And they like to attribute to what light travels through is the conduit and how light gets through the universe. But they're geocentric. Most etherites are,
Hmm.
but they believe that the Earth is spherical in shape. It's just larger than what it's uh, presented, which brings into question what's gravity and how do you stay on this ball upside down? But they say there's a downward bias towards the center, and it's due to magnetism, electrostatics, and magnetism. These are people who play with what do you call them? The Van de Graaff generators, Tesla coils. I'm basically describing what David Weiss and what's the other guy, Austin Whitsitt. This is what they actually believe.
Like electrostatics.
Hmm. They
Yeah.
control everything, and the moon is an anode, and the sun's a cathode, and the salt bridge is the Earth below it, and it keeps the sun and the moon moving,
Mm.
and they're perspective tracks above us. Yeah, this is what they believe, but they believe that they go around the ball uh, or a sphere.
Hmm.
And even Tesla touched on this stuff, and he can demonstrate what a sphere can do. With you've seen some of their spheres they use in physics to project energy and create stars and stuff. That's what they think the universe is made out of.
Well, if you haven't been told otherwise, I mean, you know, I can see where you could be deceived that way.
Hmm. Well, I've had professors here say that Tesla was a flat earther and Einstein was a flat earther, just off to the side. I've talked to old timers that are up here in Colorado that because Tesla's got a lab up here.
Hmm.
He did have one when he was alive, and he was here, and he associated with a lot of people, and he said that he talked a lot about flat Earth. This is just word on the street. This isn't
Hmm.
out of a textbook or anything. The same with Einstein too.
Where's
Just
where, I can't remember now. It's been a while since I've seen it, but Tesla's lab, like, didn't somebody? I can't remember now. I'm totally
oh,
like broke into it or something. I can't remember what
okay.
happened to it, but
I'll look it up.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
something significant happened to one of his labs. If not, it wasn't the main one, but I can't remember if somebody broke into it or if something significant happened to it.
And Tesla's got labs, period. But we'll
Yeah,
see what this says.
let me look.
Okay.
Look at.
Somebody burned it up in 1895, is what it's saying here.
No, this was fairly recent, I think.
Huh.
Let me
Eh,
take a look here.
you got it. You got it on hand somewhere.
I'm
I'm just
looking.
I'm digging through, and they're pulling up stuff on the Tesla car too.
Yeah,
The real
figures.
story behind Tesla, the
You
369
probably got to put in his
theory.
first name.
Yeah, and the feud between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. You've heard
Yeah,
that story.
there was a there was a fire that broke out. This is in 2023, November 2023. At his last remaining laboratory, causing significant damage and uh, what does it say? I don't know what that word is. Something to the roof and chimney through the bricks and the remaining walls standing. Hang on a second. This is freaking Google AI bullshit I'm reading.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah,
in
I'm seeing the
what?
same thing too, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, apparently that was in like 2023, but who knows? I don't know.
yeah. Well, I know there's one in here. I should look up Tesla's lab in Colorado. Let's see if I can
This
find
was
it.
in Long Island.
Okay, in New York.
Yeah,
He
fire.
supposedly came up here and did some experiments with a coil and
So wouldn't you
did
know
some.
it fires at both. You're saying that the other one you were talking about was a fire. It's almost like there's people going around trying to burn these places down.
Uh, Burned
It,
Tesla's lab to the ground.
and all their vehicles. Didn't wasn't Trump's was his uncle or something associated with like stealing or given, whichever you want to call it, like some of Tesla's documents?
I don't know.
I think
Uh,
so.
you think
I
he's
think
going to
there was.
release some of Tesla's work, or
I
what
think
people want out of Tesla is free energy. That's what they want.
yeah,
The
right.
There's a lot of people who actually think the Tesla absolutely definitely was a flat earther. There's a whole bunch of Tesla heads but they do a lot of experiments with the coils and uh, they'll do high altitude lines and pull current from the air and develop into energy storage and put it in batteries and stuff for their get off the grid kind of thing.
It's amazing how long this guy's been dead and all
Yeah.
our advanced technology, and we can't even come up with uh, anything close to what he.
Well, yeah. I think the patent office shut him down a couple of times, and that's where him and Edison ran into each other. I think he got a hold of some of Tesla's patents, and I think Edison was pushing direct current, And direct current, what the problem with that is that it would make the power lines like a conductor get hot, and they would start fires. And Westinghouse went to Tesla. He heard he was developing a generator that would actually alternate current so it would stay cool enough that you could actually run power to your house without burning it down. So yeah, he developed an alternating current generator that actually will not burn up your house, and you can run power lines to it. So that was not Edison, but Tesla's number one uh, contribution to society is that you got power you can run to your house now because of his alternating current generator.
Mm-hmm.
That's his claim to the modern age, which is actually a really good thing because before we had power to houses, everybody were using candlelight and stuff, you know, or you had your own gas generators and you were uh, storing up power in a battery. And the power companies now, that's all they use. They don't use any DC current that Edison was pushing. And
Yeah.
Edison was telling everybody that alternating current was dangerous, and he was taking alternating current generators around and demonstrating by electrocuting elephants. Yeah, I've heard the story. Uh, it's insane. So, is there anything else new happening in the flat Earth society right now? That's what I'm going to call us until we come up with a better name.
A flat Earth society. I've heard that
Yeah.
one before.
Well, if you want to demonize something, you'll make a society out of it and then give it some corny ideas like you're floating in space on a pizza.
It almost feels like the IMDb club is turning into the flat Earth society. The fucking Weiss and
Yep.
all them guys. Yeah, Witsits and Jerns and Karen Bees and whoever else you want to add to the list.
Didn't you say that Jaron was not going to bring up flat Earth anymore?
Me, I didn't say that. No,
I think he did say it on one of his streams, like the last stream he had. He said he's never going to bring up flat Earth again.
he said that.
Hmm.
I don't watch the guy. I don't give the guy any of my. I'll see it. Like well, it's almost impossible not to see him if you're hanging around any type of like the stuff we watch or go on panel for. So it's like it's impossible not to see his stuff. But like I don't go to his channel and watch any of his shows or anything. I never really did in the first place. Like occasionally I'd watch when Sav had his debates on there. I used to go there, but I didn't watch any of the reefer roulette stuff or any of that stuff. And I don't know. I just never found the guy interesting. Honestly, I know a lot of other. I know he did a lot of stuff on NASA and all that and stuff, and that's kind of where a lot of people kind of hung their hat on Jaren's show. But
Yeah.
like to me, I just never really cared for the dude. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's fun with that. The first time I saw him, he had a baby truther show.
Yeah,
Him, Dave Weiss, and another guy by the name of Alex Stein. You know who that is, right?
prime time. Yeah,
Yeah,
ding dong.
primetime Alex Stein. Yeah.
Yeah,
They were making fun of the whole globe thing. They had a thing called Global News Network,
Alex Stein
and
was on that.
yeah,
I didn't
they
know
all
that.
three of them would host it, and they would put Alex Stein in the middle, and they would make him wear a mask, and they put him in a clear plastic tent,
Mm-hmm.
and make him hold his breath because the variant said that. Yada yada yada, and he'd be like bleeding from the mouth. They had all kinds of props and stuff.
So
But
how come he's not like out there like pitching for Jaren? Like he's
uh,
pretty big. He's got a pretty big following. You'd think that like he'd be out there, like kind of. In my opinion, I would think that because he was one of the people that was supposed to go to the whole TFE thing too, right?
mhm.
Originally,
He was invited. Yeah,
yeah. So I just
I didn't get I didn't get my invitation. I
well,
volunteered, dude. I put my hand up. Take me.
of course
I'll
you
go with
didn't.
you.
These guys were chosen, man. It is
Yeah.
without a doubt. If anything, if you had gone, they either would have canceled the thing or the plans would have completely changed. There's no way they're going to let anybody outside the plan circle go down there for this stuff. The plan was in motion already. And that's another thing I want to bring up about Jaron is that like the minute I found out that all of a sudden like him and Duffy are, in talks to do all this, and that he is saying all these good things about Bob Enger, it's like once I found that out, I was like, that's just gave me another reason not to really care for the dude.
Did you hear what Saab presented earlier? He's got another charge going against him now.
Yeah,
This
I
came,
saw that.
yeah. So he's a criminal already being charged with cyber crimes to go on top
That's
of
an
the rest of them.
ongoing thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
that's what I thought. Yeah, it's wild.
Uh,
It's how do you like what do you expect, dude? You go out and put yourself out there knowing that you have these charges. It's like, what do you think? There ain't people smart enough to figure this thing out.
yeah, it's definitely criminal.
Yeah.
Duffy's got a criminal record, man.
Well,
So you
yeah,
got to.
he's freaking. Well, if you know anything about Bob Enyart, I don't know how much you've ever looked into that guy. He's literally like he's Duffy's mentor, was Duffy's mentor, I should say, and B, he's freaking everything that Bob Enyart was about is exactly what Duffy is pushing now. He wants to destroy flat Earth. What kind? They're both quote unquote pastors, and it's
Oh yeah.
like, what kind of pastor wants to destroy people? Like no matter how much you disagree with them as a pastor, that is not what you're supposed to be preaching.
Yeah. Well, if he actually read his Bible, he'd find out that it doesn't say that the Earth is a globe. I think he knows it, but what
Yeah.
he told Flats and us when he first came in the arena is like we can make the Bible basically say anything we want to.
He says the craziest crap, like
Yeah.
like the whole thing about the lying's okay. And it's like people asked him one time on stream. It's like asked him about something the Bible said. And he's like, "Wow, if I have a Bible here in my house." It's like, you should have. I'm no pastor, and I got multiple Bibles in my house. And it's like,
Mhm.
I'm no like. I'm nothing close to being a pastor. I know there's people that are far more spiritual or religious than me, but I've got a couple different Bibles that I look into, and it's like, and you're a pastor, so-called pastor, you can't find one? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. When I was growing up in my house, my dad had like 10 different Bibles and coordinates galore all over the house, and he taught us from that. He'd give us the meaning of the Hebrew Greek words and what they meant, the
Mm-hmm.
roots and everything. So I learned all that stuff when I was growing up as a kid. I have two Bibles here, but I already know basically what the Bible says: Hebrew, Chaldean, Greek, what the words mean, uh, especially keywords like
Mm-hmm.
God, Earth. I've looked at all this stuff already as a kid, dude, growing up. My
Most
dad read.
people have. Sorry, go ahead.
They have, huh? Cool.
Oh, I was
I'm
just
not
saying most
alone.
most people have one, even if
Yeah.
you didn't come from a religious home. Like people were giving them somewhere along the line.
You can go to a hotel room and get one Duffy if you need
Yeah, exactly.
it. The Gideons are still out there breaking lamps and putting Bibles in.
It's like they're
Yeah,
real hard to come by, right?
I don't know. But I mean, he's an actual pastor leading people into the gospel of Christ, supposedly.
Yeah,
But he didn't have a Bible in his own home. That doesn't
yeah,
sound
it's
right, does it?
it's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Like, go ahead.
yeah. He was saying earlier, and I'm just quoting him directly, that he saw like his relatives would walk around and not try to lie. This is
Hmm.
his excuse for lying. He, and they would actually go through painstaking measures not to lie to people. He didn't like the idea. Oh, somebody's betting me over here.
Yeah, I see that. I
JD63.
was like, what is
Yeah,
this?
I won't make it to the Mexican border.
Okay, didn't know you were
Or
going
make
there.
it south of the Mexican border. I don't
Well,
think I'll be going anywhere near it, dude. But
you
yeah,
you
sure.
could you could go to Taco Bell, right?
Yeah, we'll make a run for the border here. I don't think Taco Bell's open this late, dude. But
I thought they were 24 hours. I
he
guess
he,
not.
he,
That was
he thinks
before those were in the good old days. Not in 24 hours anymore.
400. That's not a lot of money, dude. Only 4,500.
Put it towards his
Yeah,
GoFundMe, buddy.
yeah. There you go. Put it in there. I'll put it aside in a separate account.
Who is this dork?
FE is a grand lie. Huh.
Well, so
We got
be
us
it.
one. Yeah.
And so you came all the way here for no reason, just to tell us that. I appreciate you, buddy.
I've never heard that one before, neither. We just made all this stuff up.
Thanks for taking time out of your day.
Yeah. What does JD63 stand for? No.
Have fun, guys. I don't know, but I'm not even gonna.
Don't even give it. So
Yeah.
give me your proof for your globe if you got some. If it's not a flat Earth, it's got to be your guys' model. Let's see your evidence for it. And I'm not talking NASA pictures neither.
It's amazing that like anytime Duffy's name or somebody like that gets brought up, then all of a sudden this
Poof.
magic
Yeah.
bot comes in.
Uh-huh.
Or whatever, whether you're a real person or not, I highly doubt. But I mean, even if you are, it's amazing how these people, these trolls, come all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's almost like an act of God. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is. He appreciates our lies too. I've been lying all my life, dude. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Daily.
It'd be even sweeter if that was like actual Duffy, just on a troll account, just like on a sock account. That'd make my night, actually.
If it is, I mean, he's welcome to come in. There's a link at the top of the page.
Right. I'm dying to talk to that guy. That's the only person I want to talk to, just because to me, I just dislike him more than any of them. A bot. You could be real, I don't know, but nonetheless, you're annoying.
Well, let's take a look at his account. Let's see if he's a real, not a troll. It's easy to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Usually, I think.
Yeah. Well, if you go to his page and there's nothing on it.
Yeah, I know. They usually started it within somewhat no later than a month sometimes, or I shouldn't say no later, but a month or no later than a year.
We'll find out here in a second. Let's see. Oh, nothing there but JD.63.
Imagine
he's got this nice curved picture of star trails, it looks like, or
cool.
wannabe star trails. I know.
Why don't you just? I'll be fair, man. I'll take back what I said. You come up here, and we can just have a nice chat.
Yeah. Some arbitrary point in the sky where you actually get rotation of stars.
Will doesn't have time for you. How'd I know you were gonna bring up Will Duffy? But anyway, who cares?
Will actually met me and talked to me in person. I guess he doesn't have time for me though.
Yeah, right. How does a pastor not have time for people? That doesn't make much sense.
Nope. And I was thinking, I'm such a loser. I have a wife, 2 kids, and 2 grandkids. So I guess I'm just a straight up loser, right? Yeah.
I guess that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come up with something he's got to type.
Arbitrary point? Yeah. Like there's a point above you that actually has a rotation, a single point where the stars go around. Yeah, we've seen them all before. We've heard this story. Yeah. And you're going to tell me it's a geographic location, right? That's the next thing. And can I find it on a map? Keep going. No, nothing else.
Have you ever done any debates, Roger? I think you would hold your own pretty good.
Yeah, I've started them, but they never end very well. They kind of taper off.
I mean, like on like a platform type of thing. Like, have you ever, or just?
Not yet.
No.
I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah. You seem like you could hold your own pretty good. You got a pretty vast amount of knowledge about this subject, so I think you do well.
Well, I'd start out with just asking them for proof for their model to start with, and then I'd go into measurements and distances. I'll give you one. Like they claim that nautical miles actually present curve per declination, like 69 miles per degree. That's actual curve, but it's the actual linear distance because you could actually get to the star. Ooh, somebody's coming in.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's Bev.
Oh, darn it. Hey, Juno, to answer your question, I think Will is 5'11" because Sop showed on his channel his little report and it said 5'11", if I remember right.
When I met him, I could stare him right in the eye. So I'm 5'10", a
Oh,
little bit
okay,
over
so yeah,
5'10".
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger knows in person.
Should we have Bev come in and have a
I've
conversation?
never. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you get you're gonna get the true globe.
Gonna
That's
get
what
the
you're gonna get.
experience.
Oh yeah. Hey Lev, how's it going? Bev, sorry, Lev. I called him
Yeah,
Lev.
don't do that to Lev.
No, Lev was here just a minute ago.
Good
Nice to
morning.
see you.
Hey
Good
there.
morning.
Morning.
You're here just in time for me to pretty much round off. But how are you doing?
I'm fine. I heard you doing your surveying bit. You've got a bit of knowledge there, I see.
Oh yeah, I've learned a little bit over time.
Arena knowledge. I'm asking people at the minute if you have a definition for Earth curvature drop.
You mean like slope? Is that what you're looking for?
No, Earth curvature drop. I've heard a lot of flat
Uh,
earthers asking people
have I?
for it, for the measurements or whatever.
Well, yeah, we'd like to see curvature measurements. I don't think you can do that. Can you?
Well, have you got a definition for this curvature,
I don't.
Earth
I don't have
curvature
a.
drop? I
I don't
think
have
I've
a.
heard.
I don't write definitions. Lev. Bev, sorry, called him Lev again. Oops. Sorry.
So you don't have a definition for Earth curvature drop?
No.
No.
Am I supposed to? Did I ask for it? No.
No, I was asking you if you had one. I don't. I don't know what it is. I've been asking quite a few people for quite a long time, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody got a definition of what it is.
Well, maybe you can get JD here. 63 can give you an answer. He seems to think there's two poles or there's an actual rotation.
Is that how you get curvature drop? Do you think it's got something to do with two poles?
Well, you'd have to have it on a ball, wouldn't you? If you have
Is it?
a
Is
spinning
this a
ball,
rhetorical question, or do you have the answer to this? What's going on here?
I don't think there's actually a definition
It's
for
not
that
a
word.
rhetorical question. No, it's an actual question.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody's ever defined what curve is.
Nobody's ever defined what curve is, or Earth curvature drop.
Yeah, Earth curve. Yeah. You go to Metabunk and get their calculator out.
The head mod over there on Flatside's Discord said it was drop from a tangent.
A tangent? There's such a thing?
Yeah, that's what the mod said.
Okay. Who's modding on Discord?
Yeah, which one?
Flatsoid. Yeah.
A guy called Hawk Jungle.
I've never met him.
Never heard of that person.
Do you know? Do you go on
Flatsoid
Discord a lot?
Yeah.
Or not?
Well, I go over there every once in a while.
Okay.
I got my own little thing over there. That's about it.
Well, I've been kicked out because I've been asking, as many people as I could. I've got people over at McToon's Discord server. They said pretty much the similar to what Hawk guy, Flatsoids mod said.
Okay. So JD says it's geometry. That's what it's called.
Yeah, JD's. Yeah, whatever.
Geometry. What?
Yeah. What does he know about it? I don't know. He knows his shapes, though, I'm sure.
You know a lot about geometry. I heard you earlier talking about the, the measurements, the surveying, because that's geometry, isn't it? Practical geometry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know how they get their spherical excess and stuff. Basically, I know how the basic principles of what they calculate. Yeah, kind of, to a point.
Go on. How do they get spherical excess then?
Well, they take 3 points and put it on a sphere, and they calculate the excess from what's the proper triangle's diameter? 180 degrees, right? So they come up with bigger triangles over larger distances, and they call that the excess of the sphere.
Bigger triangles.
Yeah, like
That's
a 270
impressive.
degrees. Oh, yeah.
They add more angles to the triangles, do they?
I don't know if they add more angles. They just make them bigger.
Bigger.
And yeah, I've seen them put down. I think over distance, over surveying,
longer
triangulate
lengths on
three
the
different.
sides,
Yep.
and that makes more angles.
No, I don't. I don't know if it makes more angles, just a wider degree.
You do sound like you've been training up a bit on this geometry stuff.
Not really training. I've been in this arena for how long now, Lev? I'm Beth. Sorry, I called you Lev again. The level thing is what throws me off. On the level.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the Discord channel.
Yeah, I know.
So how long have you been in this then, Roger?
I would say I got involved on the internet in like 2012. I've been asking questions since I was like really young, like especially about physics when it comes to gravity and the likes. What what's the properties of it and how does it work? And their explanations were not suitable at all.
Okay, so you've been in this all that time, and you've not got a definition of what Earth curvature drop is.
Yeah, I don't think there is such a thing.
Well, that will explain why it's difficult for people to come up with an answer.
Why do you want to know the answer to this? May I ask?
Well, he's got an answer, I'm sure.
That's what I thought. Is a rhetorical question. That's why I'm asking.
Well, I don't know whether there's. I don't have a definition, so I'm searching for a definition and asking people that have been in this arena, for a length of time. People like Roger, whether they have a definition of it, because they do ask people for it, right?
I guess they do. I don't know. I haven't been asking anybody for it. I've just asked for their measurements of curve.
Yeah, but you don't have a definition of what the curve is. So how would anybody give you the measurements for it if you don't have a definition of what the thing is you're asking them for?
Well, we want to see it physically happen.
So it's something optical then. Well, at least we're building a definition, right?
Well, you don't have to use optics. You can use your naked eye to look for it to start with.
Yeah, that is optics, isn't it?
Well, your naked eye is an optical thing. Yeah, that's where the optics are derived. That's not science, by the way. That's...
Okay. So the definition of Earth curvature drop would involve optics.
Oh, I guess it could.
Okay. Well, at least that's something more than we had at the beginning. Other people do have definitions of it, though, I think, right? You've heard the Flatzoids mod was talking about a tangent, a drop from a tangent. You've heard other people say drop from horizontal over distance. I mean, it does sound like elevation change to people who are in the know, but apparently it's not that.
In elevation. It's not. Well, that's not curve, is it? Is a change in elevation a curve?
Well, if it curves, yeah, like a roll. You've seen a rolling hill, but apparently that isn't Earth curvature drop. Apparently it's not even Earth curve.
So you're saying because there's a hill, there's Earth curve?
Well, yeah, that is the Earth curving to me. But, I've been told it's not that, right? You'd say as well it's not that, wouldn't you?
That's the Earth curving? Like there's hills all over the Earth. So every hill is a curve?
They curve, don't they?
So every hill is the Earth's curve? Like, I don't quite understand that one.
Well, what we're looking for is a spherical Earth, okay? Do you understand?
You're looking for a spherical Earth.
Yeah, that's what they told us that we lived on, so we're looking for it.
Okay. Well, I have Earth as being just like soil and dirt. I don't see. I don't get offended, but I call the Big E false idol, right? Because you're objectifying Earth, and I don't do that.
Have you ever been anywhere else? Bev?
What?
Besides Earth?
I've been to Leeds.
That's on Earth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of over there. I mean, yeah, there's Earth over there, right? Soil and stuff like that.
Well, the one they stuck a flag in and said is Earth.
Stuck a flag in?
Earth. Yeah. The planet Earth. Here it is.
Did you do that as a kid? I named this.
I didn't.
No.
Planet Earth.
Stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni.
Called it macaroni, yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying I don't do that. I think that's a bit of a trick. But other people can if you want. I would say worshipping false idols, because Earth becomes more than Earth if you make it into a whole.
I didn't start making Earth into a whole anything. I just live here. Let's put it that way.
But you're capitalizing it, big E, aren't you?
Am I? Did I capitalize it somewhere?
Well, you were talking, you were objectifying it.
We were objectifying what we were taught, dude. That's what we're looking at. And believe me, I just watched a video on a planet they call Mercury.
Saw that.
All the evidence they have,
It's good. I have a thing on the wall here that says, "Don't talk of the not that."
And I'm not the one bringing it up. It's they feed it to me on my feeds, dude. They think I'm interested in it for some reason.
You mean Google?
No. This is on YouTube, dude. I get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the algorithm feeds it to you, and you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They want to keep pushing their story time. So.
Shadows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, we were doing things on Shadows earlier with Danny Faulkner and his so-called biblical cosmology that's not geocentric but globe-based. It supposedly it mentions it in the Bible somewhere. We haven't found that yet, neither.
Interpreting the shadows is what the arena's good at, isn't it?
We just took the actual text from the Bible and we were looking at what it actually says and comparing it to what they tell you the Earth is. It doesn't match. None of the cosmologies out of any of the ancients actually do. There's a certain sects in them that actually are heliocentric. They answer to Rome for the most part. So it's a Catholic thing. They've been pushing that model for a long time. So we're looking for evidence for their model.
For globe.
For a globe, yeah. We haven't found it yet. We get a lot of CGI and a lot of camera tricks and a lot of everything else to go with it. So,
have you found your flat?
I look at it every day.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, actually, I am.
And I haven't found any motion in the Earth neither.
How come you don't preach flat then?
Am I supposed to?
Well, wouldn't that be a better message?
Why would I have to preach anything? I'm not a preacher.
That's Will Duffy's
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm not ordained. I'm not a minister of any kind.
It does sound like you are a minister of the Church of Flat.
No, I'm just going with what I find. Over time, it just seems to go back to a stationary topographical plane. It really does.
A topographical plane's an oxymoron.
No,
but,
there's
sort of expected.
There's not oxymoronic. How is it moronic? You can put topography on a plane. It's not hard to do.
On a 2D.
Yeah, you got to have a grid somewhere. So you got to draw
3D, 2D.
Something. Yeah, I've got cartographers here that are flat earthers too. That they've been cartographers all their life. They went to school and they studied it.
Is that because you can't decide whether it's 3D or 2D, or you want it to be both 3D and 2D?
Well, you got to lay a foundation, Bev, right?
Because the 3D's not flat. Yeah,
no,
you want to be able to claim flat, so you have to find some way to make the 3D into a 2D. So you just use clever use of words. Well, it's not really clever, but the use of an oxymoron to associate
I'm not trying
3D
to be clever
with
or anything.
2D.
I'm breaking it down as simple as I can. Either. No, so you can take that 3D topographical, whatever you want to call it, and wrap it in a circle, and you can actually go around it and meet yourself on the other side of it.
A what?
Well, if you take a topographical three-dimensional surface and wrap it into a ball, you can actually walk all the way around it and meet yourself on the other side. Say if there's two of you and you went to the other side of it, you'd actually meet yourself on the other end. Say if Chad was in the same place I was at, we could walk around this 2D or 3D topographical, whatever you want to call it. We just run into each other on the other side of it.
If you go east, is that what you have on your model? The
Well,
topographical.
you actually have to dead reckon to north to get that point. Yeah.
If you
That's
go
how
east, could you?
You could go
No.
east as far as you want to. If you
Yeah.
just, how would you know you're still going east after you stop dead reckoning to north?
If you,
Your
if
compass
you go to the
won't point that way.
equator, right, and you follow the sun in a straight line, right, would you end up where you started at on
Yeah,
your model?
The sun doesn't go in a straight path.
On the equator, it goes directly overhead in a straight line.
Yeah, but it goes back to the north again, doesn't
Doesn't
it?
go to the north at the equator.
So
I was,
if you
I
follow,
was told by leading flat Earth proponents that
leading,
on the equator, the sun goes in a straight line.
who told you that?
Geo.
Well, I don't know Geo that well. Sorry, he's probably one of those simulation earthers, isn't he?
Well, on the left-hand side of that straight line, the sun circles clockwise, and on the right-hand side of that straight line, the sun circles anti-clockwise, doesn't it? Isn't that what the
No,
final
it
experiment
doesn't.
was
Does
to take
it?
Jaren
Does
to
it?
see?
Have you seen it yourself?
Well, you know, Flatside, doesn't he see the sun coming up from the right and going to the left? Doesn't he turn left, like anti-clockwise, if he were to follow the sun during its path during the day?
Because he's south of the equator, dude.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He's turning anti-clockwise.
The equator is not a straight line. You know that, right?
That's what the sun does on the equator. It goes in a straight line.
The sun follows the equator. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, directly overhead. Remember the wells?
I got observations that show it actually goes in a circuit, in a circular path. Yeah.
Which circle? Does it go clockwise or anti-clockwise?
It goes east to west, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But does it go clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Depends on your reference, dude.
Because like Flatside, he'd see it going anti-clockwise, wouldn't he?
Oh God, we're going down this road.
Would he though? I mean, he would, wouldn't he?
I tell you, ask him, but he'll tell you the same thing I'm going to tell you because he's south of the.
Yeah, he's banned me from his Discord as well now.
Because we're still going over arguments we've had from like 2000s. Like
it's not an argument. I'm just trying to get confirmation. Does Flatside watch the sun going anti-clockwise in the sky?
Well, it depends on which way you're looking at the clock.
From right to left. If you're looking at it, does it go from right to left? Because it doesn't for me. When I'm looking at the sun goes from left to right for me. And you as well, I presume.
Yeah, the further south you get out of the circuit and turn around, it's going to go the opposite. It'll appear to go the opposite direction, but the sun's still going in the same direction. It's the same sun you're looking at, right?
Well, not if it goes around your.
So it's a different sun
your
now.
Head, a sun circle.
The sun takes a circuit, takes a path around the equator between the tropics. Does this every year, dude.
Yeah, and that's why Jaren flipped models, right? Because his model said it was impossible to get the sun circles going anti-clockwise.
I called him out on his speaker's corner. He was going to go down and do that before he left. We knew it. He knew that before he left. It's all planned out.
He knew that the sun went anti-clockwise in circles. He knows
the models. He's been through all this stuff before he went. Watch
him do it. Did you know that the sun was going to go anti-clockwise?
Oh
in the
God,
sky
dude, I just explained it to you. I'm not
before
going to
he
do it again,
left.
Beth. This is getting old. I'm not going to explain it again.
I don't think you explained it. I'd say it's
There's not a
impossible to
counter
explain.
rotation, dude. It goes the same direction. It's
Are you
just your
sure? Have you seen the
position.
videos?
Yeah, videos. That makes no sense. No, it makes complete sense, dude.
But the
If you're
sun
if
does
you're
go in
south,
different directions, right?
if you,
I'm used to
oh
it
my
going
God,
from left to right. The videos I saw went from right to left.
I'm not going to say it again.
And Flatsoid sees the sun going from right to left as well, doesn't he?
No, he understands what his reference point is to the sun circuit. Yeah. All right. I'm going to end it here. It's been on 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's nice having you on. That was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome, man. Anytime. I'm glad you made these valid points here.
Can you unban us from your chat and then we can type?
So you can come over and type and ask people the silly questions that you're asking me now?
It's not a silly question, is it? We're just trying to get confirmation.
Confirmation from me? Okay, sure.
You're just you're like a slow build. Like you start with like sarcastic rhetorical questions and just kind of build from there.
Then you try to get me in a gotcha. Like
yeah, pretty much.
Did you know that it goes counterclockwise in the south? No, it doesn't go counterclockwise. If you look at it from above, no, it doesn't.
If you look at it from above.
Yeah. Just look at like the whole thing from the top down. It's not hard to look at.
Look at the sun from top down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not 93 million miles away, neither. Even the position that the sun actually has in the globe model itself is apparent beyond belief. They need refraction to actually bring it into the atmosphere, they call it. It's supposed to bend the position of it. And it doesn't set on their model neither. There's no such thing as a sunset. It's a kind of a arbitrary statement too.
I have the observations of 2 counter-rotational sun circles on my observed reality, right?
Do you? You have 2 suns on your reality?
No, I have 2 counter-rotational sun circles as observations. Where? In my observed, well, not my observed reality, right? I have to trust people.
Oh, there you go. That's the first step. Trust people. Makes a lot of sense.
You have to trust someone, don't you?
No, not necessarily. No? You don't even have to agree with everybody on everything.
You think everybody's lying? That's not healthy to think everyone's lying, though.
Did I say they're lying? No, I just think that they're.
Why would you have to trust anybody?
Yeah. So I mean,
because you can't do everything on your own, right?
Okay.
Well, I only know what I know because of things I've done on my own. My own experience is what I go by.
I think it's a bit of a sad existence if you don't trust anyone.
Is it? You trust Duffy, the criminal? Come on.
What if you spent your whole life trusting a certain person just to let you down in the end? Then where's that get you? Just out of curiosity.
You should trust yourself first, Beth.
Yeah, you have to be able to discern certain things for yourself.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
And you have to be able to trust yourself, like you say, Roger. You definitely have to trust yourself in your ability to discern things.
Yeah, they see through bullshit, basically.
Yeah. But I'm just
and if
saying,
people
like,
fool you, then I mean, is that your fault or their fault? I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
But in all seriousness, what if you've placed your trust in, whoever, name the person, all for them just to let you down in the end? Where does that lead you? Would you stop trusting in people after that? Wouldn't that kind of break a trust?
You have to struggle with those sort of things. But I mean, you know yourself, don't you?
I hope so.
You'd hope so, yeah.
Well, that's where your discernment comes in.
Exactly. But don't give up trust in people just because someone might have let you down.
No,
I
but
don't mean to like a hard liner, but I'm just saying that yeah, probably be more discernment. Uh, I'd lie more on discernment than I would on trust, because trust can get you let down real quick.
you could buy Bitcoin from people and pay them to have dinners over Skype with you for uh, consolation when they all the stuff they taught you or told you were a lie. It make you feel better about it. Isn't that a con? What I'm looking at?
Well, you could be bitter about it as well, couldn't you, Roger?
Yeah, I didn't do it personally, and I wouldn't do it because I could see through that before it got started. So that's discernment. Who to trust? Who's going to tell you, just feed you facts, and let you put the pieces together yourself? Not people that are trying to guide everybody in a certain direction. Just point out where their flaws are. And like this person's obviously not feeding you facts; they're telling you a story. Correct? That makes sense. I think that's the idea of a just so story that's gone out of control, and they want to be able to control the narrative of your day to day life with everything. So you got to trust this and trust that, and listen to authoritative content. Does this sound familiar at all?
Yeah, JP brings up a good point. Do you trust Flatzoid?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, some
He hasn't
people you
lied to me
can
yet.
trust, right?
Yeah. Well, I judge them by what they've done. Let's put it that way.
Flatzoid's earned your trust.
Not earned it so much as presented things that are true. He hasn't lied about anything, although people say he lies about everything. So, but I've been there when it's happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm a witness to it. Let's put it that way.
I guess
I witnessed the slander and everything else, and it comes more so from everybody else. More when you're out there just looking for the truth on your own, and you present it to people what you found, and when they attack you over it, that's pretty bad character on their behalf when they do it. When you get attacked for coming out and saying something that you thought of yourself, or something you discovered that seems like it's true to you, you get jumped on right away and get defamed, demoralized, all kinds of other reasons that I can think of that I don't trust the mainstream in anything that they spit out at all.
Yeah, I've heard of those sort of things going on in the community. Yeah,
I would say that like I respect Flatzoid, I respect people, you know, but there's always, like you said, you got to fall back on that discernment, because no matter how much you respect somebody, you know, respect is earned. You know, it ain't just given. But anyway, respect is earned, and you can't just, if you trust everybody, that trust can be broken. So, you know, there's always that possibility. But so, you know, I don't blindly just follow everyone. So,
no. And I'm actually on his panel. You know this already, Lev. Bev. I call him Lev again. Lev. So I do converse with him on a regular, and he's pretty straightforward with me when he talks to me. He's not bullshitting me.
Yeah, and if he ever did, then, you know, there you go. Like, he would lose that respect and trust right there. And I don't think he would do that, but I'm just saying that there's the difference there.
Yeah. The best way to divide up a community like we have now, and the relationship I have with Flatzoid and his show, would be like, come in here and ask me, do I trust him? Would be the first thing I would do. Like, do you mistrust him? He said he mistrusts Flatzoid. No, I never said that. I get what you're aiming for there, but no, I trust him as a content maker, and as a person, he has a family, he has morals, he has judgment of his own. Yeah, I trust him as a man. Yeah, he hasn't given me a reason not to.
That's good. Good that you have somebody to trust.
Well, I'll just say respect, because, you know, he's respectable. He's done respectable things. And if he were to, like I said, I don't think this would ever happen. I'm just saying that if he were to ever, you know, kind of change where he's coming from, like if he just totally did a flip like some of these other guys, well, that'd be the end of me having respect for Flatzoid. I just don't think that he would do that.
I don't have any respect for Flatzoid, and
well, that's your opinion.
Definitely don't trust him.
That's fine. I mean, you don't have to.
No, we're not asking you to, but I mean, what's the reason?
Well, he's slandered me. He's made up a load of lies about a profession, right? A profession just to perpetuate a false narrative within a false dichotomy.
So you're mad about flat Earth, is what it is.
I'm not mad about it.
It sounds like it.
No, I mean you have a really bad misunderstanding of what madness is, I would say.
Well, it's obviously you're carrying a grudge. Let's put it that way.
No grudge.
Okay.
I can see the way that society's going and the way that questions are sort of being shut out of the conversation and the way that logic's being applied.
Okay. What's your logical inference that the Earth isn't flat? Did you tell me hills, valleys?
Yeah. I've measured it to be not flat.
So did you measure? So you didn't measure to be a sphere, neither, did you?
No, I don't. You don't do that sort of stuff.
Why not?
You just measure elevation changes of the land and plot the positions of the individual places, and then you add the elevation of that particular location to the map.
Okay, so that's basically cartography. Basically, what
yes.
Talking about. So what's that got to do with an actual shape that you live on? Well, flat's
not a shape, right? I mean, that's how easy it is to disprove flatness. Just measure an elevation change. Hey, look, it's not flat. I mean, you can just look at mountains and say, hey, look, that's not flat. So there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Let's go with the biblical description of how God created the earth. You ready?
The biblical description. Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, the Hebrews did their own measurements and own calculations. I'm sure they did over the centuries, and they came
Genesis,
up with what?
This is it.
Oh, Genesis, the whole book actually. There's no.
I thought you were going to read something.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just go with the biblical description of the earth. It's a stationary earth. It's placed on pillars, has a foundation, and he placed the earth on that.
Didn't it rise it up out of the waters of the deep?
No, there's waters above and waters below, above the firmament.
Yeah, but at the beginning, that was just the
water.
The water, yeah.
Yeah, big ball of water, right, floating in the absent space. Is that what you're going to look for? That's what they think, or that would be the only way you'd make a ball out of it.
People can only think what pictures you paint for them. That's why I've got a thing that says, "Don't talk of the not that, Roger."
Well, I'm giving you a biblical description of it.
Yeah, but you're also talking of the not that as well at the same time. I don't know whether you notice that you're doing it.
Yeah,
but I'm
comparing the two. That. Yeah.
So let's just stick to what is.
Yeah. So we'll say the earth is on a foundation.
Yeah, that's the bit that's not flat, isn't it? The earth, the bit that rose from the waters.
I think the waters dissipated. They were separated by a firmament. Correct? That's what the Bible actually touts.
Okay. But the earth is the bit that's not flat, right?
Is it? What's wrong with a flat earth?
It's not flat. I mean, come on, Roger.
So where do the hills and the mountains come from? Where are their origins?
I don't know. Should we say that they come from the flatness? So therefore they are not the flatness.
So the foundations are flat.
The foundations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why not?
But the Earth's not flat then, right?
Well, the land.
As long as we can agree that the Earth is not actually flat, then it's good, right? Isn't it?
Is it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether you can actually do that.
I'm going with it. I'm going with its foundations are flat. Let's go with that. God founded it. I'm pretty sure if you were going to build something or make something, you put it on a foundation, right?
Yeah, it's good. Good to start at the foundations. Make sure you've got solid foundations.
Yeah. So anything that you learned in school, basically, teaches you something completely different. Correct? That
I
would be
don't
a
know what
false
you're talking
narrative.
about, Roger. Can you
It,
try
it
and
would be a
formulate that into a sentence that actually has some sort of coherence
well.
to it?
What couldn't you conceive out of what I said? What they taught you in school? You're living on a sphere floating in space, controlled by gravity.
I
So
wasn't taught that.
you weren't. They didn't
No,
teach you that in school. Huh.
no.
You didn't have a globe in your school. Your textbooks didn't show you a solar system
Not
and
that I
how it
can
all worked.
remember. No, no.
Hmm.
They
In
might
third
have done
grade,
it in, like
for
in the early years, 0 to 7 ish, because I don't have a memory of that sort of time. So that
so why would
might
you?
be when they taught you. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm possibly.
So if you found out that not to be true, that would be a false narrative, right? That would be a complete fabricated lie, right?
Well, I've been told that sort of thing from adults, like people like you.
You haven't heard
Right?
that from any child. The child's like, oh yeah, we're definitely in a solar
Well,
system somewhere.
it's coming from your inner child right now, isn't it?
Oh no, it's not. That's not my inner
Well,
child. I
tell me
can I
what
can
you
give it.
know
I
about
can get
reality then, and let's just stick to reality. Right?
reality. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm living reality every
Reality.
day, dude. Yeah.
I wanted to discuss like the aspect of what we're talking about, right? Like when we're talking about flat, is the difference between whether it's flat or whether the Earth's curved, right? And so
But what's Earth
that's the only
curve?
two
Do you
options.
have a definition of that?
Here you
NASA
go
offers a
again.
definition. The government imposed that definition upon the people, and that's why
Of
it's been
Earth
questioned.
curve?
Yeah, yeah. And
Well,
so
what
we're
is
saying,
that
well, there isn't any
definition
Earth
then?
curve,
And
so
I'll put that to the
it's
list of
flat, and that's the
definitions.
difference, irrelevant of whether they're mountains or not. It's got nothing to do with it.
Well,
Your
what's the
propaganda to
definition
try
of
and
Earth curve we're going with?
turn flat earthers against the word flat.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
all
Lev's
it
trying to
seems
do
like
here.
you're trying to do.
What is the definition of Earth curve for us?
Well, the rate of the Earth's spherical shape would actually be apparent, wouldn't it?
I'm asking Lev. Lev said you said that
Well,
NASA
that's
have
yeah.
one.
The definition of Earth curve would be for it to be have some sort of spherical nature. Even if it were just a hemisphere and it were just like a half ball, you know what I mean? There'd still be an element of Earth curve
What
there.
is the
So,
definition?
what is the definition?
Yes.
You sound like you're being a bit too specific. There's
No,
an
I'm
Earth
asking
curvature
you. I'm asking you
calculator.
if you have a definition of Earth curve.
It sounds like you're trying
It,
to
it,
figure something out, which, have you ever seen a ball before?
No, I'm just quite simply asking
You can
you
see what the
if you
curvature is,
have a
can't you, on a ball?
definition of Earth curve.
But you can't see it on the Earth, though. It's NASA which offers these definitions. They offer
Well, what is the
fake
definition that
CGI
NASA give
images,
us?
photos, etc.
well, you can look it up from NASA. That they're the curve experts, right? They do spherical geometry and they figured out the Earth's curve. You can give Al Baroni; he can give you a definition of what the curvature rate is if you want to go with him. There's tons of people who have done it over the years.
And what do
So,
you use as the definition of Earth curve? For personally, do you
what
have
would you
one?
say? Would you say it's flat or
I don't
curved?
use
Then?
it.
Because that's what the question is. It's like it's either flat or it's curved.
What?
So, which one would you say it were?
It's not flat because I've measured it not flat, and I can
Okay,
see
It's
curves.
not.
I
So,
can
so
see
you're going for it's
mountains
curved.
and curves. I see all of that
Because
sort of
I
stuff.
know a lot of globers that say that that things are level on the globe. You know what I mean? Like sea level, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And they're still globers, and they use up the
Yeah,
term
yeah,
level. So it doesn't define that you're not a globe earther.
yeah. And
So is it curved
we
or
do
is it
just
flat?
live in. Is what curved?
The Earth.
The Earth.
Yes, it changes in elevation. You can see these curvatures,
So
can't you?
you're
You
saying
can
that
see
you are
them
a
too,
globe
can't
earther.
you?
No.
You are
Pardon?
confirming that you're a globe earther. You're
Well,
confirming that you're a
there
globe
are
earther.
hills and valleys, and the Earth does curve.
How does
Yes,
that
you can
make it
see it. It's
curved?
a visual
So you are a
thing.
globe earther. That's like official. Do you
Yeah,
believe in
everybody
space?
knows
Do you
this
believe in
globe,
space? Do
right?
you believe in NASA's mission system?
I don't really do any of that sort of stuff. I don't.
No,
I
but
don't,
you
I don't
believe in
watch
it, though.
telly,
I
really.
don't. I'm not accusing you being part of NASA, but
Well, you don't even know what the definition of Earth curve is that you
So
referring to that NASA use. You
the
don't even know
roads.
what NASA's use of the term
well, what
Earth
is it?
curve
What's
is.
your definition of
Do
Earth
you?
curve? If you're so clever,
I don't
enlighten
have
me
one.
about
That's
what
why
the
I'm
Earth
asking
curvature is.
people. There's loads of people keep talking about it, and every
We
time
don't.
they
We're not the
who's
ones that
these
saying
people?
there
about
is
it,
the Earth
right?
curvature. We're saying it's flat.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when people say that, I say, look, here's the Earth curve, and I can see it, and it would be shown by elevation changes and showing an elevation profile. That, to me, would show the curvature of the Earth. It goes up and down, and it has
Well,
certain
if you can
gradients,
see mountains.
whatever. Yes, you can see mountains. Yes.
Who are these people that are always asking this question?
What?
But you can't see the
The
curvature of
question you
Earth.
keep
They're
asking.
You can see
mainly
the
flat
map.
earthers, I think.
Mainly flatters, the earthers are asking this question.
Yeah, for show me Earth curvature drop or the measurements for Earth curvature drop. And I was wondering if there is a definition of it that somebody's got some sort of so we can understand what it is. Because I say, is it this? Like where I see the Earth curving, and they say, no, no, it's not that. Like you probably would as well, right?
Okay, I got a question for you, Bev. Let's say you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean or the Southern Ocean. Do you have elevation changes in the oceans themselves?
Yeah, it goes up and down, doesn't it?
You're talking about swells and stuff like that. I'm talking about like
Waves and swells and tides, and yes,
I'm
it
talking
goes
about
up
the
and
actual.
down. That's why we need a mean
Oh God.
for measurements on the land. But I mean, yes, the sea goes up and down. It's
So
it's
if
not
I
a
stuck you
static
out,
body of water, is it?
if I
Yeah, but
stuck you in a
does it
static body of water that was that large, would you see a curve in it?
Yeah,
go
you
up
would
and
see
down
the
over the
waves
ball
and
or over a flat
I said
plane?
you didn't listen to it. I said put you in a static body of water. Would you see a curve?
a water level. A water level is a tool for
No,
establishing a
I didn't. Did I
horizontal
say
plane of
water level?
reference.
I did not bring water
That's
level
a
up at all.
static, though. I mean, that is the standard for static water, isn't it? A water level, the tool.
Yeah, and do you ever see a water level curve?
Right. Yeah, round the reel.
Oh my God. Lev, Bev, sorry, Lev. I didn't mean to call him Lev, but yeah, I'm gonna close this off because this is a circular conversation we're having.
Yeah. All right, but hey, I've got a hint
No
for
pun
you, right?
intended.
Use
Give me a hint.
Streamlabs. Yeah, you use Streamlabs, and then you can just stream from Discord like I do. Then anybody can come in just to your Discord, and you can stream the whole thing. It's dead easy. You just direct stream your screen to YouTube.
The people that come on here, like Lev, probably can't use it. He can barely
Can't
use
use
this
Discord.
platform.
That's right. I don't
He has
know.
problems with it.
Streamlabs might be
Discord's
alright.
great because you could share screens, and even Lev could share screens, and everybody can do that sort of stuff.
He can share them here, dude. I have plenty of room for that stuff, but he has problems with this one. And it takes more data to get into Discord than it does even here.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's on a cell phone, dude.
Yeah, loads of people are on cell phones in Discord. Most
No,
people
I've
are
been
on
on
cell
Discord
phones
server
in
before.
Discord.
It works on Discord. My phone's fine with
Yeah.
that. It's just Restream. That's the only one which
does?
I've had a problem with so far.
Yeah, it's really intrusive, this Restream IO.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
So.
Well, it wants to take control of all
not
sorts of
really
things, your
fun.
pictures, your videos,
Oh.
all of that.
They all laugh at that, though,
Well,
don't they?
I
But
seem to have no problem streaming stuff.
Now, I
my
was just
phone's
saying,
alright.
Discord is a good option, right? Because you can just stream directly to it, and you've always got your rooms for saving different things, pictures and memes and information about different topics. You can have them all there, ready to use.
And they have a separate one just for Glovers and Flat Earthers, dude.
What, for Discord? No, you can have anybody talk to you in Discord. It's
Well,
great
no,
like
there's
that.
Discord platforms set up like that, especially politics servers.
Well, you can set your own Discord up. That's the
I
beauty
already
of it.
have my own Discord, dude.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, should stream from there then. Then Lev could just join the Discord, and you could just stream directly from there.
And how about all my YouTube audience? What about them?
Yeah, you can do that. You just stream directly to YouTube through Streamlabs. Just click a button to stream live, and you can stream the Discord stuff like I do.
He's
And
talking
you,
about
Is it
Streamlabs, not StreamYard.
I know he's talking
is
about.
it free
Oh,
as
okay.
well?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had
Is it,
too many problems except with Lev staying on here. That's been the only problem I've had.
Sandro? I
And
think he might have had a
yeah,
problem. It chucked him off as well.
yeah,
Um,
maybe one time.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elder
so
Bear was
definitely.
having bad problems with it as well. It kept locking his phone up.
Any server's gonna have some kind of issues. And Discord usually, if I go in there and use any of their tools, they want me to upgrade, don't they? You end up having to pay for it.
Discord. Well, I mean, to get the full sound and all of that, you get some members with the Nitro boost.
Yeah, and it costs what I think $20 up, maybe
I
more.
think it
a
cost
month.
me £8 a month or something for my Nitro. But I mean, that only gets you a couple of Nitros. But you know, benefits depends. It gives you a chance to build a community right around the Discord, because that's what I think we're going to need at the minute is all of these communication through communities. It's going to get really tough soon. AI's coming, and that's not helping. So we're going to have to be able
Got
to
that right.
communicate.
Oh, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I'll look into it. All right, guys, I'm going to close out. All right.
All right. Good chatting. See you later,
Right.
guys.
Yep.
All right.
See ya.
Later,
Nice one.
Ben.
Cheers, Roger. Everybody. Ciao, Len.
I will. Thanks, Les.
Ciao, Len. Nice one.
I see you.
Cubby, been an excellent time talking to you.
Yeah,
been
you too,
quite
man.
a help. Yeah. Did you enjoy that little conversation there with Bev?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah, he can't make up his mind whether he's flat or round, dude. He's been like that for years. He came out as a flat earther to start with, and then people started making fun of him. And then the Globey started threatening his family and stuff, so he just grew a hatred for flat because it was constantly in his ear.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I didn't see. I don't know the background between him and Flats and stuff, and you know, I kind of wanted to know, like, you know, he kept talking about trust and stuff, and it's like, well, what would it take for you to trust him then, or what, or will he never gain your trust? I guess, but nonetheless, whatever. Like I said, I'm more on the respect end of it, but yeah.
I was going to ask him next is how that non-level water is contained in its ball shape. Like,
Yeah.
he knows this, dude. He goes to that water level because that's like the most straight thing you can do with getting a level is take a water level. You'll find a horizontal every time.
Yeah.
That was his go-to when he was known as a curve killer. He was going around killing earth curve by making elevation measurements and showing it goes to horizontals and stuff.
Oh, is that what his infatuation was with the whole curve thing?
Yeah, his channel was called On the Level.
Yeah.
To start with.
Well, it's just like, well, you know, you kept asking about the curve thing, and it's like, I don't know where he comes from, globe or flat Earth, whatever, but I kind of get the idea. But it's like, you know, all right, let's say he believes in the globe. It's like, do all globe earthers speak for you? It's like, so don't like say that, you know, just because this mod and this channel says this thing doesn't mean that mod speaks for everybody, you know? Like,
no, he doesn't. No, yeah. And I don't know who he's talking about. And
I don't either.
he doesn't use Discord for anything except he posts like streams for YouTube in there. That's all he does.
But you only speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can agree with lots of people. It doesn't mean that you agree on everything, and it doesn't mean that they speak for all your values or what you're, you know, what you think.
Well, he's just proved the globe in his own mind. So he's come up with a thing called the true globe. And it's like he doesn't like religion. He doesn't like anything to do with any of that at all. That topic is
That would
He
probably
hates.
be part of the reason he doesn't like Flatzoid then, yeah.
Yep. And he's mad at Nathan Oakley because Nathan tried to tell him this stuff, and he tried to school him on what science is, and he doesn't want to grab it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want to disprove the globe model. He doesn't even subscribe to the mainstream one. He came up with his own model,
Yeah.
and it's all the elevation changes meet around in a globe shape. But he doesn't want to get involved in any of the physics and they're involved in it. But he does go with water level. Water finds its level.
That
That's
should be all it takes.
yeah, I know, but they add the geodetic curve into their calculations. He's a surveyor. That's what he did for a living for a while.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I
And he
kind of got
actually
the impression that he, yeah, the sarcasm and the rhetorical type questions, I was kind of feeling
well,
those out.
yeah, there's something that happened with one of his moderators with flat earthers. Her name is Emma, and she doesn't like flat earthers. So he's on a mission to get rid of the idea of what flat Earth is.
I don't even understand that. Like I don't, I just don't get that. Like
Yeah,
as much as I don't believe in the globe, I don't like care what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me one bit. Like once I get off tonight or once I get off, I'm not gonna go try and find a glober and like ruin their day.
yeah. Well, he goes around preaching a thing called True Globe, and there's a movement called True Earthers. You heard of them?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what that stems from.
Gotcha.
It's etherites. They think we're a giant geodetic spheroid stationary in the middle of ether,
The
and
one thing oh, sorry.
that's what's coming up next. You're going to get a huge ball that's beyond measurement that's floating in ether. There's
Oh,
several different models like that. They want to
yeah.
push models. Yeah.
The
What
one
were you
thing
going to
I
say?
would say, oh, sorry.
No, what were you going to say? That's what I was going to ask. You were going to say something when I cut you off.
I was just gonna say that the one thing that like to me, it's just like, how can I say this? Like, I always want to keep an open mind, right? Like, I always want to keep an open mind to something, but at the same time, I'm not gonna fall for a bunch of BS. Like,
Yeah.
I'm open to most things, but you've been lied to, or we've been lied to about so many things. It's hard to keep an open mind towards certain things. So,
Yeah.
you're going to have a confliction about one thing or another, but at the same time, I don't shut the door to anything, but I'm definitely going to use discernment like we were talking about earlier.
Oh, hold on. We got a celebrity in the house.
Oh, all right.
Matt Powerland's here. You ever heard of him?
No, I haven't. Oh, I've
He
heard.
was a
Well, I see him in the chat there, but
yeah. He was supposedly a NASA artist who
no, snap.
that actually called their bluff on their planets and stuff. Like they're all just artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. Hey Matt, you want to come in? His name's Matt.
Yeah. Oh, math. Okay.
He calls himself Matt Powerland.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is Matt Boylan.
Mm-hmm.
If this is Matt Boylan, I'll go to his channel. Let's check it out right quick. Let's see if this is the real guy, the real deal. That means I got to open another window up. Jesus. I already closed out my other ones, and it's not too bad. I just got to go back to YouTube and go to my channel.
Yeah, I think that like I've only been on Restream and StreamYard, but it feels like it's almost like if you could take little bits from each one and kind of take all the good things out, it'd be nice to do that because they all have their cons and pros and cons. But
Yeah, you pick out the valid points to their arguments, and then you go with that. And there's a lot of insight that people give you, especially in this arena. If you put it, if you
I was talking about streaming platforms. Sorry, I
yeah,
went a little off topic there for a second.
sorry. Let's see if this is the real Matt Powerland. Will you please stand up?
Please stand up.
Please stand up.
I was going to ask you a question too. It's off topic. It was something
Go ahead.
about. Well, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something about Tool. If I think of it, I'll bring it up.
Just go to this guy's channel and see if this is Matt Powerman.
It wasn't Tool. It was a Perfect Circle. Do you remember what's that dang song? You know the video about it's basically about like putting down the silicone obsession. Gosh, I can't think of the name of the song. You know what I'm talking about, where they're all plugged into the.
What album is it off of?
Hang on, I'm gonna have to freaking look.
Well, it's one of my oldest daughter's favorite bands when she was growing up. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll still be able to hear you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. So, Matt, are you the real Matt that Roger is talking? No? Okay. Phil, I'm glad JD's gone because that guy was getting annoying. He just seemed like a Globe sympathizer, basically. Thank you and Juno for taking care of that bum in the chat. All he wanted to do was chirp. I knew he wasn't going to come up here and present anything. How are you guys doing tonight in there in the chat? I know that people have kind of left.
Yeah, it's getting late, dude. It's not really an exciting topic as it goes, but we had some interesting visitors so far.
Yeah, the visitors kind of stirred it up a little more again. Where the heck is this at?
Well, they don't want me to finish my topic. That's why they come by.
Yeah, I know. Just I can't remember which album, but the song is Disillusioned. Hang on a second.
We'll see. We had there's a Perfect Circle, which I think it was their first album, right? It was self-titled.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan, but I had 13 Step. I actually have the CD right over here.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. Dang
it. JD's crying over here.
Why can't I find this? It was off the Doomed, I guess.
Okay, I know which album you're talking about.
I want to say it's their third album, maybe.
Let's see. What was this?
Disillusioned was the song.
Okay. I'm just trying to picture their albums in my head.
But I love that. I love that video because it's all how it kind of reminds me of like current day. Oh, JD, thank God you're still listening. I thought you were dead.
No, he didn't come in and scientifically prove any of his globe claims. I'm pretty sure he doesn't follow globe claims. He'll go with the anti-flat earther kind of claims where, just anything goes. No physical evidence, and they don't follow the scientific method at all.
Yeah, he seemed to at least be somewhat cordial. I don't know what your other interactions were. I'm sure they weren't as good, but at least
I've never seen him before. It's the first time I've ever met the man or a woman, whatever it is. Oh, Bev. Oh,
yeah, I was talking about Bev. Who are you talking about? I guess I got
talking about JD there.
I don't know who this guy. Yeah, whatever. He's just a troll.
No, Bev likes to stir things up. He's mad at Nathan Oakley and anybody that associates with him for the most part. And me and Flats both came out of Nathan Oakley's channels for the most part. It's where we get most of our arguments.
Uh-huh.
You'd have to have a leading edge of a geometric sphere to have a horizons on a globe, and that failed. And the further you go into it, they don't really have anything. There literally has to be a geometric edge to the sphere in order to create a horizon.
What I like is that they're
physical
always
horizon.
Yeah. What I love is that they're always trying to get flat earthers to do their homework for them. That's the best.
No,
they're always getting flat earthers to prove their globe. It's like, why do I want to do your homework for you? I don't. No thanks.
Neither do I. The first thing that got me, my own personal observations, I was in Arizona and I got to see the base of Mount Humphreys from
hang on 1 second. Don't kick him out, Phil. He ain't that big of a deal.
No, he ain't done nothing yet. Did he call Phil a crybaby though?
Nah, he did, but it ain't that big a deal.
Do we go over to your channel and start calling you names, man? Come on, grow up. Jesus. Anyways, yeah. The first observation I ever made personally that got me looking into the topic was I saw the bottom of the San Francisco mountain range. There's a mountain called Humphreys from a basin in the canyon, and I could see the whole mountain from like 70 miles plus away. And I'm like, that should be going around a curve, or over a curve.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to see this whole thing I'm looking at. Then I went down into the Verde Valley and I saw a complete, at least about 50 miles worth of just straight horizon all the way through the valley, and the shadows from the clouds were completely level with each other all the way across. And I'm like, that would be consistent with a flat Earth, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What was that he was talking about? Like the hit, like the mountains or the hills or whatever proves the curve. Like it's like so every freaking mountain is gonna prove the curve of the Earth. Like that's interesting. But anyway,
No, yeah, I did those observations in the mountains, by the way.
no, I was talking about what Bev was saying. He's like
Yeah,
every mountain and every mountain or whatever hill proves the Earth's curvature. I'm like, how the hell does that? That don't make any sense.
well, he thinks curvature is elevation profiles.
Okay, I get it.
That's
What you're
literally,
saying
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Still, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I still don't get it. But yeah,
You got to start at zero. You have to have a horizon to begin with.
yeah,
And it don't care if there's a rise or a drop in it, it still goes back to that zero. And that's where they get datum lines from. And that's what he's an expert in, being a surveyor. He's looked into datum lines, and it doesn't average out. What they do is they add a geodetics into it. They calculate tangent points to stars, and that's how they derive the curve.
yeah,
But you actually can go to that GP point at that star, and it will be above you again. Your elevation may have changed here and there, but you still went to that horizontal. That's where flat Earth comes from. That's really what it is, and those horizontals continue. They don't they don't all fall away from you. They don't all rise above you. There's elevation changes, yeah, but there's an average to it. Even at sea, there's a datum. The sea actually has a level to it, and that's how they traverse the sea to begin with. That they would get lost if they didn't.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm done. So, what's you want to put that song in, and I'll play it for you.
I don't know how to freaking. I'd have to drop out to get it, unless can you pull if I put it in the regular chat?
Well,
Can you pull it?
yeah, I can get it out of regular chat. I was just
All right,
in
hang
there
on a second. I'll
ch-
put it in the
ch-
regular chat.
checking out Matt Powerland. He's in here. He's supposedly a flat Earth celebrity. So,
Have you ever seen this song or seen the video?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember right off the top of my head.
It's a good one. At least I think so. All right, I dropped it. I dropped it in the regular chat.
Sweet. All right. A perfect circle. From what I'm looking at right now,
So they say.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, it's a good one, I think.
Okay, I'll share it with them. I don't think a perfect circle is going to give me a strike neither.
Nah, I don't think so. They're not as big as Tool and all that.
Well, I don't get strikes for Tool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not even as big as them. So.
Yeah. All right, it's a Delusion official video. So Maynard's in here, and the rest of
they don't. Yeah, but it's not like the band point. It's just a visual video.
I've seen them play live.
So have I. They were all in shadows. It was kind of weird. And they had their backs completely turned to us the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Maynard started that back in the early '90s. When he started playing with Tool, he'd get behind a screen, and you see nothing but a shadow for half the show. Then he'd come up to the front.
Yeah, that's what they did when I seen them. Perfect circle. They're behind like a giant curtain the whole time. And all you could see was the shadow, and they had their backs turned. They're a 3-piece band too, I think, right?
I think
I
they
think
got two keyboard players, a
I,
drummer,
th-
a
I
guitar
think they've
player.
I
Yeah,
think when they started out they were 3-piece, but they've expanded since then.
yeah. They put in a girl named Katarina. Have you
Yeah,
heard of
yeah,
her? Yeah,
yeah,
she's got another band called Katarina and the Bears or something.
yeah. Do you
But
like Pussifer?
yeah, Pussy's all right. Some of their songs, like Francis Lighten It Up. Let's see.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like some of it. I'm not like as big on it, but it's pretty. Some of them's pretty good.
that's where he pushes most of his vineyard stuff.
Yeah, I
Him
know.
and the Merkin.
Hmm.
I've been to their vineyard. I've been to their bar. I've been to Pucifer's store.
Where is that? Arizona?
Yes, in Jerome,
Oh, okay.
Arizona. It's an old copper mine that they turned into a town,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's actually involved in the political structure there too. He's on the city board and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Maynard's a busy dude.
I watched a documentary thing on it. I think.
Yeah, they even have a song, Pucifer, called Horizons. Have you
Yeah,
heard it?
yeah, yep.
Yes, my daughter was a big fan of him after I introduced her to Tool. She found Pucifer and she found the Perfect Circle. Like, oh, these guys are cool. And she started buying their music and I take her to shows. She wanted to go see them play.
Hmm. I only had one friend that I used to go to all these concerts and stuff with, but I only had one friend that never liked Tool. I don't know. He just could never get into him. It's like, you're the only person I've ever come across that didn't like these guys. I'm sure there's plenty others, but that I know of.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not exactly a religious band. They're more of a metaphysical kind of thing in a way.
Hmm.
Uh, Maynard does have Christian style songs like On Condition of My Parole. That's a Pucifer song. You've heard it?
Yeah.
It's a whole album too. Yeah, they mention Jesus and preachers and stuff, and he kind of acts like a preacher in a lot of his videos, but he also goes into the alien thing too. It's weird. Their last tour was based on like an alien theme. I thought Pucifer was.
Yeah.
Yeah, show me an alien, we'll get it over with. All right, let's play this thing. You ready?
Right on.
All right, here comes Pucifer. I mean, sorry, Perfect Circle. Which three bands do you want? It's the Trinity of Maynard. We're starting off with a phone on an airplane, it looks like. No, they're in a movie theater? No.
No,
Where are they?
they're just like in a
Oh,
warehouse or something. I don't
that's
know
weird.
actually.
Yeah.
It's a good video, man. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Reminds
So
me of people.
kind of Matrix like kind of thing?
It reminds me of people the way people are today.
I
You'll
got
see.
it.
Time to put the silicone obsession down. Take a look.
Just to say this, Cubby, I've heard this song before. I've never seen
Oh,
this
okay.
video though. Yeah.
It was pretty when it came out. It was kind of popular for a while.
Yeah. You ever heard Pet?
Of what?
Pet, the song.
Pet?
Yeah,
Probably. For some reason, it ain't ringing a bell in my head, but I'm sure I have.
it's a perfect circle.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like think of it, but I know what you're talking about. But anyway, go ahead.
It's on 13th Step if you wanted to look
Oh,
it up.
okay, yeah.
But the videos they put out for it were with George W. Bush. You're counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drum.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm. Yeah, that song. Yeah. Back to the video.
Go around, find a way in the silence. Lies to hide away with your back to the ground. Listen, reconnect to the resonance now. You were never an island. Unique voice among the many in this choir. Tuning into each other, lift all higher. Hey, Tuning into each other, lift all higher.
That's a great little message, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
People are obsessed with those freaking silicone boxes.
Yeah. I'm guilty of it too. I got one.
Oh, I know we all are.
Yeah. It seems like they're trying to make it so you can't function without it. I can't even apply for a job unless I go online.
And yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, we went. That's how I was just talking to somebody, my aunt or somebody, about that. There is like, remember when we used to have to go into the business and get an application,
Yeah.
and now you can't do it without going to Indeed or some shit.
No. It's like they'd rather have you at home, ordering everything online, and not go to a store or socialize with anybody, have any local community. They want to like eliminate it completely,
Yeah.
right?
It all seems like part of the plan. Yep. Have
Well,
another band that too. Maybe you caught this. That to me sounds a lot like Tool. Anyway, to me. But Chevelle, did you see their new song called Rabbit Hole?
no, I haven't, but I do listen to Chevelle's. I
Yeah,
have
they
for
just
a
came
while.
out with a new song called Rabbit Hole.
Huh, I should look that up.
It's pretty decent.
They do push the sci-fi thing, but they actually say it's sci-fi. They don't say it's a reality.
Right.
That's what we're looking at, science fiction.
I'm trying to
So
think. Can you think who like all the times I've seen Tool? I'm trying to think if they've ever had an opening band. I think one time. I don't know.
well,
Have you?
I saw them at Halloween Havoc. It's called the Monster Mash. Sorry,
Mhm.
they had a couple of bands open before them. It was crap. It's been a while since that happened. I know Rob Zombie was there. I'm trying to
Oh,
remember how they played. It's like basically a festival.
yeah. But I'm.
And the weird thing is, Pucifer opened up before Tool.
Oh, yeah. That's not fair.
No, it's not.
But yeah,
Uh,
like I've never like the arena shows. I've never seen them have an opening band that I can think of. I can't remember. I want to say that one time I went and they had like the Mars Volta or something. God, were they awful? But
uh, uh. Anyways, yeah, nice. Mars Volta. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
oh, they suck. At least I think so.
I watched Coheed and Cambria once.
They're not too
That was
bad. I mean, they're
eh,
not. I'm not. They're not like my favorite or anything. But I've seen worse.
for
Like
some
they got
reason
some decent guitar playing.
they do. It's like a Dream Theater has excellent guitar playing, but to
Oh yeah.
follow their storylines and their songs, you got to have a lot of patience, or you're just really high all the time.
John Petrucci.
Yeah. My oldest daughter fell in love with them. I'm trying to remember
Dream
the name
Theater.
of the. No, not Dream Theater. Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really listened to Dream Theater. I've heard a couple of their songs, and it was like, all right, I got enough bands in my life already that have songs that are 10 minutes long. I think you're programmed by those 2 minute, 3 minute songs on the radio anyway. So they just repeat the same line over and over again.
Yeah,
Just
those are all.
it's a chant, dude. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah, those are all programming. Oh, I mean, most music is, but that definitely is.
Well, that one we just watched there had an actual message like "get out of the programming" kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I find it a bit ironic though. Like it's like, well, how would I be watching this without without
Well,
actually using that thing?
in the days of my youth, we had 45s, dude.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't have. We have. Yeah, I had 45s. Not very many. I was pretty still fairly young when those were around, but they were still here. I had a few of them.
Well,
Actually, I even remember that at one point in time, McDonald's was giving away like Gremlins fucking 45s in their Happy Meal, if I remember right.
I think they might have. That sounds familiar. Like I have a faint memory of that.
Yeah, I
And I'm
wish I could
probably
find one
older
of
than
those.
you.
Oh, yeah. I'm only 45. I shouldn't say only. I'm not young, but I'm not super old or anything.
I only got 10 years on you, dude.
That ain't. You're still young too, then.
Now my grandpa was alive today. He'd be like 108. 100. No, he'd be older than that. He'd be like 120.
Dang.
I know. I had a great uncle, who lived to be 108.
Wow, that's a long time to be alive.
Yeah. And his
My
sister, I think she lived to be 104. And we had a conversation. I was in California. She was still alive, and she's 104. She said, "I'm tired of this."
can imagine.
Yeah. She
It's
sees
a
it.
lot of shit to put up with.
Oh, yeah. And it's just the world itself, dude. It's the rat race.
That's what
You
I
know?
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know my real dad or anything, but I found out he passed a couple years ago, and he lived to be 66. So I don't really expect to be much older than that. If I do, I guess it'd be a miracle, but we'll see. I'll use up whatever time I got.
My dad made it about that far. He got to, I think, 64, 65.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly he died from 40 years of being exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. He wasn't in Vietnam 40 years, but 40 years later, he died from that exposure. That's what the doctors told me.
That's amazing. It's amazing how many of those military guys had to endure that stuff that they technically never really had to endure. But
yeah, I know. And then they tell you they died from it.
Yeah.
Okay. Super.
Yeah. What a way to go. Same with that Camp Lejeune thing. What is it? If you ever drink the water at Camp Lejeune, I mean,
you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Call this number now.
Mesothelioma.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Are you ready to get out of here, Kevy?
Yeah,
Say good
man.
night to everybody.
Oh yeah. Good night, everybody.
Been on 3 hours so far.
Yeah, and I came in towards the end, so. But it's super early here, so yeah. Everybody have a good night, day, evening, wherever you're hanging at, and hope to see you again. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here, man. All right. I'll play out with a Chris Berry song, and I'm going to hit end.
Right on. All right.
I got to share the song first.
In the valley of the shadows, land of the scorpion, stung by the darkness, swimming in all the poison. I need some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Come with some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I plead, show me some mercy. Grandma, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light, just a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven in the land of the shadows, the valley of the scorpion. Stung by the darkness, swimming in all the poison. I need some angel music. I need some angel music. I want some angel music, the song to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I play, show me some mercy. Grandpa, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven, with a little bit of soul, a little bit of light, just a little bit of soul. Black feather glisten, just a little bit of light, a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven, shine like a raven. Black feather glisten. Pull me up from the Snake River, I want to be one. Pull me up from the Snake River, I want to know freedom. Bambade,